Heyo.
Ew.
Hi.
Welcome to Fuck This Movie.
Yeah, there will be no comma.
There's no comma this week. Yeah,
This week we're dedicated.
we have removed
this
it.
movie.
Omitted the comma
We're fucking this movie.
in this week's episode. Number 50.
Number 50, movie number 80.
Woo!
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I've
We're doing it,
I've
guys.
started to write little numbers next to the actual movie since you told me that this is movie 80, so I'm going to be tracking those as well.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I'm one of your hosts. I don't have a name.
A man with no name.
But we do have a man with a
We
name.
just
He's-
call him the Postman.
Yeah. He's the greatest man to ever live. He's too old to be cool, Mr. John Brown.
That's me, very old.
That's
Not
him.
cool. Not cool at all.
The man who watched everything, Mr. Reese Anweiler.
Every single thing.
Every one of them.
And Caesar wept, for there were no more movies left to watch.
Yeah. He started to watch like bootleg porn because he ran out of stuff. Not enough content for this man.
All right.
So, what do you guys been watching? Anything interesting?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I'll kick off and then I can transition to Reese. Because one thing we both watched in theater.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't watched a lot this week, or the last couple of weeks. I've been fucking busy, and then also got stuck on a series. First thing I'll talk about was I'm pretty sure this has been since the last episode, but I did get around to watching Hard Eyes,
Oh, okay.
that Valentine's horror comedy. Yeah, like way surprised on how
Is that
just
Heart Eyes?
Heart's
Heart
Eyes.
Eyes,
Yeah. It was
yeah.
like a Valentine's Day release, but
yeah,
it's a
a
horror
Valentine's
movie.
slasher.
I don't think it did well.
No, but you know what? It was pretty. Like the ending was a little more drawn out than it needed to be, in my opinion.
Yeah.
One of those Scream
Yeah.
team efforts as murderers, but no, genuinely pretty just a goddamn good time. Like there's definitely for me like a cultural break there with the characters, just like really well off, nice white people. Like,
Yeah.
I don't really. It's not really my culture, but no, it was a
You're
surprisingly.
a well-off white person.
I am not well off, and I am fairly white.
I feel like you have to...
I think you're.
If you have to have gone 24 hours without worrying about money to be considered well off, I think.
I would agree with that, and I worry about money basically every day of the week,
Yeah.
every hour of the day.
I don't think that's true. Like, I first met you, it's like I don't give a shit about money.
Well, no, I don't like put society's value on money, but like it's a goddamn curse and a looming shadow over me all the time. So yeah, I do think about
I
it
never
all the
worry about
time.
money. I just think it's a silly thing to worry about. It's like
Well, yeah,
I mean, it's
and I'm
not...
not saying that as somebody who has like a ton of it. I just don't worry about it. Like it's
yeah,
it's
no, and
whatever.
that's the idea. That's the thing that you should do. But when you have a family and you keep up other shit, it's hard not to. And I try to.
If shit
live,
goes south, I don't have survival skills. I'll just steal somebody else's stuff.
right?
Yeah, it's not so much like, oh man, I'm worried because I don't have $200 in my bank account. It's more of, I'm worried that I'm going to get cancer and I don't have a dollar to pay
Yeah,
for
no,
it.
exactly.
Oh.
It's
Yeah,
that kind of that kind of.
See, I worry about health insurance. Like that's important stuff there. Like having health insurance is
Well,
way
see,
more
and that's-
important than money.
Well, that's the thing.
But you need
can't
money to
have
have
health
health
insurance
insurance.
if you don't have the money.
Well, that's not true. You just need like a job that has health
Yeah,
insurance.
well, fuck those who are self-employed. 'Cause I can tell you, I don't have health insurance, and that shit is terrifying.
yeah.
Yep.
Anywho,
You need your wife to get one of those jobs.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
and then you like that's how it works, because my wife is self-employed, but she gets the benefits of the health insurance through me being employed.
yeah. No, that would be sweet. I mean, really, once my kids I'm not paying for two other people, then
Yeah.
that'll
Kick
that'll
them
level that
out.
out before too long. So
Life finds a way, they say.
Though I think
Yeah.
they can stay on
Kicking
your
their,
insurance till they're 25. Isn't that true?
got that non-existent insurance that I do not have.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, I could make them get a job, and I could get on their insurance somehow.
hell yeah.
All right, so you're gonna pay me back, you little fuckers.
Time to earn your fucking keep.
All right, so yeah, Hard Eyes was surprisingly a lot of fun. Really enjoyed it. Worth a watch for anybody that just likes horror comedy.
Yeah.
It is just a horror comedy.
I definitely
at the
want to
end of the
watch
day,
it.
for sure. The other film I watched that's ready to remember, I know I watched more shit, but I've been so fucking.
Well, if you remember,
everywhere.
so we are obviously for all of our diehard fans, we're obviously a week behind.
Yes,
We skipped a week last week, so it has been 3 weeks. So you might have forgotten quite a few movies you
No,
watched.
I'm sure I have, and I've been running around like a
That
fucking
does
chicken
happen.
with my head cut off, pretty much all the time. But did get around to watching a movie that I've wanted to watch for a while, and have another movie to watch from this movie. I got to watch X.
Oh yeah,
Finally. Yeah, fucking fantastic. Great film.
I highly
Have you seen
recommend the
all
whole.
of them now?
No, I've got to watch Maxine yet.
I haven't seen Max.
Oh,
yet.
you saw Pearl first.
Yeah, I saw
Okay,
Pearl
that's cool.
first.
Yeah,
And
you
honestly,
you saw
like,
them kind of in order.
yeah, no, I'm actually like glad you have watched the second
Yeah.
first because it makes the whole setting make more sense. Although I will say the one thing I'd say about it is that there's no rational reason for Pearl's husband to be in on the shit at all. Like they don't.
Oh, I
establish
think. Well, I
that-
think the idea is just that. In X, you're talking about
Yeah.
that he's like such a kind of like.
He's
I
just
mean-
trying to make her happy.
Yeah,
kinda.
he's just
Well, yeah,
desperate to make her
sure,
happy.
but like
Yeah.
when you rewind to Pearl, like the only thing you get from this guy is walking into his fucking house and his wife like holding up a plate of a fucking rotting pig head and there's
Yeah.
corpses everywhere. Like there's nothing.
Yeah.
There's no rationale for him to just not be like, I'm out.
Well,
in that
except
moment, you know?
I mean, yeah, I mean that I guess that explains more his attitude in X than it does the logic of him sticking
Yeah,
around.
so,
but like
yeah, I guess-
having spent your entire marriage hiding murder
yeah.
from everyone that your
No,
wife
I mean
committed,
like you could say yeah.
in for a penny, in for a pound. You're not going to leave now.
Yeah, no, once you're dedicated, but like I feel like I don't know, I feel like we need another 20 minutes or
Yeah.
a short film or something to like cement this shit. Or
I-
maybe a prequel to Pearl.
Pearl was
You know, like-
of the three. I think Pearl was the one. I was like, no, keep going.
Yeah.
John Brown, normally you and I have dinner on Friday night and a couple of drinks before we settle down at your house and watch something and have several more drinks.
Right.
I think we should watch Maxine
Yeah.
because neither of us have seen it.
Yeah,
and then
no, that'd be
we'll
sweet.
be able to complete the trilogy.
Yeah, I mean it was
I love Maxine.
X was
It like
fantastic.
stuck the landing so hard for that
Yeah,
trilogy.
I'm excited to
Since
watch it then.
I watched Pearl first. I
like X
wanted
better.
more of. Well, I liked Mia Goth's performance better. I wanted
Yeah.
more of that. Like I liked X probably better as the film that it was. But
I'm
like,
definitely
you
more
didn't
likely
get
to go
any of her-
rewatch X.
You didn't get any of her performance.
Pearl.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the performance was great in Pearl, but like also cringy and like
Very uncomfortable.
off-putting. Like
Yeah.
like it had a
yeah.
like it was good, but like not rewatchable good. It was just good.
Yeah. No, I mean, but that's the bit, and that's
Yeah,
and
no,
that's
it
it's a
is.
perfect setup for the unhinged ass character you see in this thing.
Yeah.
But no, I just really appreciated her performance, so I'm excited to watch Maxine to get more of her performance.
Yeah.
Um,
X
By
is
the way,
definitely the
the
most
trilogy we're
standalone of the
referring to,
three.
if you haven't caught it, listener, is Pearl, X, and Maxine
Yeah.
are the three films.
now there's a lot of shit that cracked me
directed
up,
by
like
Ty West, I believe.
Specifically, it's Max X Axine.
Yeah, three
yeah.
X's.
Yes, Ty West.
there's a couple of scenes that cracked me up, like after the killing starts happening, and like the black dude comes to the door naked when the old man's coming up, and like you see the silhouette, and shit's just like just hanging the fuck down.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's great flick. Excited
Yeah.
to finish it up.
It
So
kind of, I got like very much like modern day Texas Chainsaw Massacre vibes.
Yeah.
from
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think
X
that's
as being the first
big
one that
inspirations.
I watched. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I dug it. To me, it's like a much fresher take on that old idea.
yeah,
you know?
yeah, no, it is. It makes like the thing though with the Texas Chainsaw is like the one thing I'll say. You know, we're dealing with a couple like really decrepit elderly people in
Yeah.
this situation,
Yeah.
and there was definitely a point where I'm like, okay, like them surprising these young people goes far enough until it doesn't go far enough. But to the film's credit, exactly when it didn't go far enough, Pearl picked up a shotgun and tried to shoot Mia Goth and like fucking flung herself 20 feet. And I'm like, okay, all right, you reconcile that. Because it's like, you're all fucking young, strapping adults, and these people are like basically falling apart. I mean, you can hit them with a stick once and break half of their bones, you know.
Yeah.
But they wrote it exactly in the way that the element of surprise in their favor worked. But yeah, like Texas Chainsaw, like you get a big fucking like mentally handicapped murder machine, running around, and it makes it make more sense. But no, it's a great trilogy. I'm excited to finish it up.
Yeah.
Good performances.
I hope you guys like it, because I know Maxine was a bit more divisive.
We'll have a report in the next
Yeah.
episode.
Oh, I think
Awesome.
I cannot imagine I wouldn't like it.
Yeah.
I can see where it's going from. Yeah, I think I'll be super stoked.
Yeah.
Otherwise, before I get into the transitory movie I'm going to talk about, I've been picking up on the series Mindhunter on Netflix. You watch that?
Don't get your don't get attached.
Yeah.
It's canceled after 2 seasons.
It got
and they're
renewed for a
awesome.
third one.
It did?
It did. It just got renewed for a third season.
This actually reminds me.
According to Facebook.
Yeah, well, I'm going to look into
They've
that.
never lied.
Yeah. I mean, it's so hard to tell.
I'll
It's so
look into
annoying.
that. And I'm curious if David Fincher is attached, at least
Yeah.
producing. But speaking of things we thought were canceled, now, did you or not, or did you not think that the series of Interview for a Vampire was done? Like, did you?
I didn't think it was done.
Oh, okay. I thought you were disappointed because it wasn't getting another season.
Oh, there are definitely several series that I'm disappointed aren't getting another season, but
Yeah.
I didn't think that was one of them.
Okay, because I thought
I'd be pissed if that
my
one was
partner
canceled.
Z just watched the first season, and I kind of like watched half of it over their shoulder. Like,
Right.
I was like, it is really good.
It's fucking
Yeah, no, it's good.
stellar.
From what
It's
little bit I
it's so
saw.
much better
Yeah.
than the movie. It's
Yeah.
like
well,
kinda sick.
I love the movie, but
I love the movie too, but it's so much better than the movie. It's sick.
I was really disappointed for them because I thought you had said that it was canceled, but sure enough, there is
No,
going to be
I've said that
another
about
season.
probably like 15 series that I'm into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that isn't one of them. So.
Well, it's not coming out till like late next year, but it is getting a second
yeah,
season.
and that has been a trend so far because there was like a 2-year wait between season 1 and season 2. So like
Yeah.
Which,
Well, I mean,
you know what? Anytime they do that, you know you're getting like
Good
the fact
shit.
that they're not rushing it. You know that
Yeah.
they're doing it right. You know?
I mean, Severance is doing that. Last of Us is doing that.
Yeah.
Andor, it's like it's not like bang bang.
actually going further than that, I actually remember reading about after I watched the most recent season that like they planned on in the next season they were actually just going to go into the next book
Oh yeah.
because like Interview
Yeah.
with a Vampire is like just one in like a huge series of
Yeah.
books that Anne Rice has done, and so
Right.
they were just like, okay, we basically finished that story, so we're just going to go on to the next one and still call it Interview with the Vampire or whatever. And
I mean, that's
I think it's
how,
cool.
how it ought to go. Yeah.
yeah. So
Okay, but you were saying Mindhunter.
Mindhunter, yeah. So it did, from what what little bit I've seen, it did get renewed finally for the third season. But yeah, it's fucking fantastic. I mean,
is this a I haven't seen it. Is it a documentary?
it's
or
based on a book, which I don't know how.
docudrama?
I'm not sure
Or just a
entirely.
suspense.
It's not a documentary, and it is definitely a suspense thriller. It's about like studying the first, like basically inventing the word serial killer, like
Okay.
and studying that,
creating
and
like identifying the
characteristics and-
pathology and like actually approaching that in the way that it's approached now, like the whole genesis of understanding serial killers.
We were on
basically.
Netflix the other day. Like we were looking for something to watch actively, and I was like skipping through, and I saw that. And I remember you mentioning it. I'm like, "Ooh, Mindhunter," and Molly's like, "Oh, that's really good." It's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you've already fucking watched
Yeah.
it." Okay.
No, it's super good. The performances are fantastic. The dialogue is just so good. Dialogue from the investigators, dialogue from the criminals. Also,
all the performances,
all the performances,
all
are
of the
just
casting of like
stellar.
real
Yeah.
serial killers.
Oh yeah. No, it's a really fucking awesome thing. We just finished the first season last night, so I'm excited to start the second season. This shit's kind of like, as the first season 1 finale is like kind of going sideways because the main investigator, the guy that kicked the whole thing off, is just like his method is to get the serial killers talking and to like kind of play into their personalities and shit like
do what
that.
it takes instead of
do what
like
it
just
takes,
doing
and
a straight
then
up
the FBI
interrogation
is like,
or
oh,
interview.
you can't do it that way. It has to be formulaic, and it has to be this, or that. And it's like watching the show. It's like you guys are fucking retarded because like this is obviously needed. Like this is necessary. Like he cracked several of them open. You wouldn't have this whole thing without this character's methodology. Like, and just like outside in, like okay, because the one character they bring in a professor, some kind of a teacher, a woman, and she's like, well, we have to like treat this as a very clinical study, and we have to have like a questionnaire, and it's like you're not gonna get responses from fucking psychopaths with a questionnaire. Like that's the silliest thing in the world. Like just at base level, that just doesn't make any sense.
They get really into that in the second season in really interesting directions, and not in just a he's right, everyone's wrong kind of way either.
Sure.
But
oh, yeah, I'm super stoked for the second season. I can't recommend it enough to people for sure.
according to Wikipedia, and this is what I thought I remembered, in February 23, Fincher confirmed that the series was officially over. So it is not getting a third season. So first 2 seasons are great. I do recommend them. They're like really good TV, but it does not end in a
always
a good way.
It's always a bummer.
Yeah.
So this is a David Fincher project.
Yeah.
It's he produced the whole thing, and then he directs a few episodes as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's always
And
kind of
it's got very much David Fincher vibes,
Yeah.
like Zodiac, Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, that kind of like creepy thriller.
Yeah. No, it's really
I really wish that the American take on Girl with the Dragon Tattoo would have gotten the full trilogy. It's like that as a standalone movie is so fucking good, and just the fact that it never got another look is
right.
Like at this point, it's been so long, you'd have to like start over, Like
I can't see them ever picking it up at this point, especially
No.
since they already did their like unofficial sequels that were like terrible and had nobody in like.
I didn't know
Nobody
they
gave
did
a
that.
shit.
Yeah, they did. Girl who
It's like Girl Who Kicked the Hornet's Nest and
they did
something-
2 sequels
Girl
because
Who Played with Fire.
Girls doing things.
they made other sequels to the books based on the author's like manuscripts because he died.
Well, so it's originally like a Swedish thing, I think.
Yeah.
And like there actually are all 3 films, which I should watch those. Is what I should just do.
Yeah.
Watch those.
Yeah, I'm
good.
sure
There
they're
you go.
great.
Yeah.
But no, yeah. So the author died after publishing the first 3, and then then they published
okay.
more books
I didn't
based
know that
on
there were
unfinished
more than
ones.
3. Okay,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
But it's called the Millennium series. I don't know why. And then so yes, they did. Oh, just one other one, The Girl in the Spider's Web,
Okay.
in 2018, and this had Claire Foy take the place as whatever, the goth chick,
Right.
and it got pretty bad reviews. But yeah, I at this point I can't see them ever returning to the story, especially David Fincher, which is it's disappointing.
Hopefully
Yeah.
somebody else to do it.
It
with-
just
with
makes
a
it
different
feel
vision.
like incomplete.
Right.
Yeah, no, it is incomplete.
Yeah.
Actually, when I watched Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, the American version, I had no idea it was based on a book at the time, and so I'm like watching this movie, I'm like, this movie's fucking killer. And you get to the end, and it just ends with no real ending, and I'm like, what the
Right.
fuck?
Yeah.
I was immediately pissed, and then somebody was like, oh no, it's a series.
Yeah.
And there were like 3 books, and it's going to be a trilogy. I'm like, oh, well, I like it so much more now.
Yeah.
And I was
Then
so
you didn't
excited,
get it.
and then they just never made another
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah, you should watch the original 3.
I should watch those.
Report back.
That would be a thing that I should do.
All right, but yeah, Mindhunter, watch it. It's good.
Yeah.
It's just
I'll have to
fantastic.
get around to that. That's going to be tough. It's one of the, the wife's already watched it without me, so
Yeah.
it's like I need to do that in my spare time.
You know it's going to end in disappointment.
Gotta fit in.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
also a thing.
Yeah, I'll have to. Yeah, I did see something just the other day about it being confirmed for a new season, but you can't tell anything. Social media is full of so much bullshit. I saw a poster for a sequel to Alita Battle Angel. I'm just like, no, that's not real.
And with the AI shit now,
Yeah,
it's
dude,
like
it's-
it does sometimes. It actually does look
Yeah.
real.
Yeah,
but it's still
I wish-
fake.
I wish.
That
That's
is not a
another one.
thing.
That's another one that I'm pissed off about. I'm just gonna. I don't have a whole lot. Like I've been busy with other shit, so I'm just gonna.
Well,
go ahead
you're
and-
not
Yeah.
done, are you?
Well, I was just gonna say
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Well, if you want to go
No,
ahead, I was
thought-
gonna.
I thought you said.
Well,
you
I had one last thing.
Oh,
I was gonna
okay, go
bridge.
for it.
Yeah, just
Oh.
the Final Destination movie.
Oh yeah. We'll come back around to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll make that your first thing. So
Okay.
I only have
Yeah,
a
go
couple
ahead.
things. I went back a series that's been over for like a decade or whatever, but I started watching Hell on Wheels,
Yeah.
Oh.
and really fucking into it right now.
It's really good for pretty much all of it. Like
Yeah,
at like the third season, or I can't remember how many seasons. I think
there's
maybe
like 5 or something.
5 seasons.
Yeah.
Okay, like the end of the third season, somewhere in the beginning of the fourth season, the character does something that just doesn't make sense for the character,
Okay.
and then
Well,
they
we'll
kind
see
of
later.
like tilt thing based on that. But up to that point, and even after that point, it's still good. The guy that plays the villain, I don't know if you've seen him yet. The fucking
Probably not. Yeah.
well, he's
I'm
like the
very fresh into it.
he's
so.
the longest recurring villain. Like he ends up meeting him. He's like a German dude. Man, big, tall.
So not
really-
the Swede.
No, the Swede. Yeah,
Oh, the
yeah,
Swede,
yeah,
He's
yeah,
in,
yeah.
like, in the first
Yeah.
episode.
No, the Swede is fucking fantastic.
Yeah, yeah, he
he's so good. He's such a great villain. But no, it's a wonderful western.
Yeah. And then Apple TV just keeps knocking it out of the park with these sci-fi series.
Hell yeah. Murderbot?
Murderbot? Fucking Murderbot, man.
It's very fun.
Oh my god, yeah. It's like, it's just so unassuming. Alexander Skarsgård, the super tall Skarsgård.
Yeah.
Who's got the same fucking bug eyes as his... Are they brothers?
Yeah.
The guy who played It.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He got the same, like... boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just like kind of a futuristic sci-fi movie about a kind of like a security bot that like hacks his. I don't know. Like apparently these security bots have just like one program that keeps them in check or whatever. And
They basically have to do whatever a human
Yeah.
tells
Yeah.
them to.
yeah, and he
And they'll-
basically like
He's
over
the
time.
most classic
Yeah.
thing in
Yeah, he
AI.
hacks that thing to where he no longer has to do that. But the funny thing is like he's like so intelligent that like he hasn't stopped doing what they've like. He doesn't have.
Yeah.
So you hear his inner monologue, and he's always just like, "I could just murder all these people and leave right now."
Yeah.
But he never does.
Yeah.
Because if I did that, then they would know.
It's
And,
a film, you said?
It's a series.
It's a series.
series, okay.
Yeah.
And it's ongoing, so
Yeah,
only
there's
the
only,
first
there are
three
only a
episodes.
few episodes.
No, that
into
sounds
it.
really awesome.
But it's so good just because like he can at any point do whatever the hell he wants, but he doesn't because he knows that like once he does, then they'll know.
Yeah, there's a real
it's-
consequence at
Yeah,
that point.
yeah, and it kind of plays really well because there is some truth to that. Like just
Yeah.
because you can do whatever you want doesn't mean that you should. And if you actually are intelligent, you know that you can't and you shouldn't.
Yeah.
And,
No, that's cool.
So he
yeah, I'll
kinda
have
just
I'll have to check that
Spends
out.
like every waking moment watching soap
Yeah.
operas on his like inner TV.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's-
yeah.
that's
He's watched like
fantastic.
7,000 hours of like streaming content.
Yeah.
And so like every time they ask him for like help with something, he's just like annoyed because he's in the middle of one of his he's like
Yeah.
an old man. He's like, "Oh, I
Yeah.
was watching my program. God damn
Yeah.
it."
I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
check that out. That sounds fantastic.
It's got a really special vibe because it's like it has the very like nihilistic kind of realistic vibes of like everything's fucked and this is
Yeah.
all terrible and
Right,
dealing
right.
with the government.
They're not the same at all, but like vibe wise, it kind of reminded me of like Don't Look Up.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like it's kind of got that style of humor,
but a little more
Right.
cheery, like
Yeah,
it because like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
got some like real positive characters and stuff, and like real loving, very lovable human characters that are also kind of like lovable idiots.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah,
And it's like, like he's part of this team, this like crew, and like they know he's like a bot, but they're trying to like make him feel like part of the team, and he's
Right.
just like so bad at it.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. That's
Yeah.
a wonderful
Yeah.
dynamic.
At
There. If they
first,
actually give a shit, yeah.
They were like legally required to take a security bot with them on this mission,
Right.
and they didn't want one because they're like, I don't know, it just kind of feels like slavery, and that doesn't feel good to us. And they're like, no, you have to take one.
Yeah.
And so they're kind of dealing with that kind of like white guilt, almost like reparations the whole time of just like, hey, we love you.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god.
Yeah.
It's like, can I just
Fuck
watch
off.
my show?
Yeah. That's great. I'm gonna have to watch that. That sounds awesome.
And it's kind of got that like he's like he'll be in the middle of like solving something like and he'll be like, this reminds me of episode 157 of the show that I watched.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Nice.
And special effects. I was gonna say it's honestly pretty great.
Yeah.
I'm always
dude,
my
Apple TV
standards
and
for
their
a
sci-fi
TV show.
series, you said it, dude. Every Apple TV sci-fi series has been fucking gold.
Yeah, and my standards for visual effects and TV shows goes down a little bit just because they can only spend so much money on it. But honestly, it looks great.
Yeah. Mentioning that did remind me of the other thing I did spend my time watching, which wasn't much time, but I did watch the newest season of Love, Death, and Robots.
Hell yeah! Did you watch any of it?
I've watched like half of it.
Yeah.
It's a pretty quick watch.
I
but-
really like. Oh yeah, the
Yeah,
longest
it
episode is
doesn't,
like 20 minutes.
Yeah, no, it's hard. It's hard not to just watch it all because it just goes so fast. But,
Yeah.
it was pretty fun. Not the best season, but a lot of cool things. The episode with Dingleberry Jones cracked me up. That's what.
Yes.
The connection there with the robot
Yeah.
cat fucking getting a servant bot in the house and then immediately just like making it swear field to the cat and just enables the cat revolution. Yeah, it was pretty good stuff.
The I honestly overall I know this season is probably kind of medium of the series, but a lot of the individual aspects of some of the episodes I really love. Speaking of David Fincher, he's a producer on this show. I don't know if you guys knew that. He produces Love, Death, and Robots, and then he also directs a couple episodes. He directed the first episode of the season, the Red Hot Chili Peppers concert, which I know is maybe feels out of place in the series because it's not sci-fi at all. But I do, as just a music video, I think it's really fucking awesome.
Yeah, no, it was cool. So I'm a fan of the Chili Peppers for the most part, and so for
I was
me,
just like, what's going on?
yeah, no, I enjoyed the shit out of it, but
Yeah.
it did feel out of place, and I'm sure people that aren't fans of the Chili Peppers would just feel like, "Fuck, what is this?"
I mean,
You
I'm
know,
not
like-
I'm
There are
not
a lot of people that don't like the Chili
particularly a
Peppers.
fan of the Chili Peppers, but I thought it was just a really awesome video. I kind of wish they would do a spin-off that's just
a series of
different
different.
animated
Yeah,
music
yeah.
videos,
Yeah, yeah,
like
it'd be-
studio, like
that'd be
really
fire,
put
yeah.
money into
Yeah.
these.
Sorry
That'd be
to-
so cool.
Didn't mean to interject there, Dustin, but it just popped into mind.
Oh, that's all I had. So
Yeah.
it's on to Reese.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I
Reese,
agree
Take it
that
away. I'm
the-
sure you've watched everything. So
The Love, Death, and Robots was satisfying enough for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
I didn't realize. I actually just saw something about apparently they cast Mr. Beast, some YouTube guy, in the episode with the dinosaur race.
Oh, that's the only one I haven't watched yet. so-
Okay, well, some asshole named Mr.
weird.
Beast that I've heard people talk about that I don't give a fuck about.
I only
But
know
he's-
him in that he seems like kind of a evil millionaire type of
Yeah, well-
I'll give you $1 million
His-
if you punch this old lady.
His casting in the thing. Well, okay, so if that's who he is,
Yeah.
then it's honestly like fucking on the money casting because he's like an announcer for that episode. Is basically like the hyper elites of the universe staging this wacky race for
Yeah.
like
Oh, yeah,
their
sounds-
own
sounds
blood
perfect.
ritual. So like, honestly, that's kind of fucking
Yeah.
perfect. But I just thought he was just a guy that couldn't really like voice act at all, which makes sense.
He's just a
Hindsight,
YouTuber.
but yeah,
I think most of his videos are just kind of yelling.
yeah. Oh, I'm
Like
sure.
today, we're gonna see who can
Yeah.
stay in these cages the longest.
Yeah.
One more thing I want
Gross.
to point out before Reese goes on his roll here. I did watch the first episode of the new season of Rick and Morty, and
Oh, I didn't
Okay.
even know that started yet.
and I'm pretty stoked.
Yeah? Is it good?
It was a banger. Yeah,
Is
it
it-
was a
is it-
banger of a first episode.
So that's good because the first episode of the last season after the change
Yeah.
was like one of the weakest
Yeah.
episodes.
Yeah,
So
I remember
ever.
that.
So this season starts out with Summer and Morty in a Matrix,
Okay.
and they're like older, and they've been in a Matrix for in Matrix time for like 17 years, so they've lived like most of a lifetime
Yeah.
in the Matrix. And they were put there by Rick because they took his phone charger, and so literally they're like fighting wars that are about phone
Yeah.
chargers.
Oh, Jesus
but
Christ.
and like Summer's become this like huge business executive, and so
Right.
like that's how the episode starts off, and then they come back. they come back to reality, but they've got this 17 years of experience, and so they're all they're both way older beyond their years.
Yeah. Nice.
I feel like
cool.
I mean,
it's a fun first episode.
Morty has canonically lived 3 lifetimes.
Oh
already.
no, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Is the voice acting smoother?
It's so I found myself at the beginning because that was such a thing last season with it being new, and I found myself at the beginning much like I was at the beginning of last season, looking for it.
Right.
And I feel like it's one of those things. If you're looking for it, you could probably find places to pick it apart.
Right.
But once I got into the episode and got into the story, I just kind of forgot about it. And
okay, that's good.
Yeah,
it's good. Because it wasn't.
I would say it's probably on par with last season.
Yeah.
And granted, it's only one episode, but I don't know. I think it's kind of what it's going to be now.
Okay.
And
I figured,
fine with it.
and I thought too that was just a transition thing. I had full faith that that would smooth out, then. But so I was just really curious.
You
watch
you go back and listen to the dialogue in the first season of The Simpsons, and none of the characters sound like that now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. It's more
same. You can go back and just watch the first season of Rick and Morty. They sound different from season 5.
The difference with after the change was just it was so natural for the one guy to do both voices, and you could tell a little bit that the two people were trying to do those voices.
Because if I recall, Rick was pretty perfect in the last season, but Morty was a little more.
And I think that's the same.
I
think that's the same. I think that Rick still is perfect, and Morty, and really for me, it's I think when Morty's doing his oh geez, and he's all nervous, I think that's perfect. Yeah. But when he's just doing his regular voice, that's where you kind of see
just
some
extended dialogue and stuff.
And for me too, it wasn't just not getting the voices or getting the voices. It was the freedom of performance with the voice, and that's what I thought suffered in the last season because they were getting their footing. Yeah.
It's too early to comment on that because it is just one episode I've seen. But
no, I'm excited as shit for it.
I will say I went into it and I could kind of tell. It's just right away. It's just okay, where's this? And it's I'm picking it apart, and it's just okay, I need to stop doing that and just enjoy the episode.
Absolutely.
And I kind of forgot immediately.
Good.
It's such a good episode. Just a banger of a start.
Is it on Max? Would you watch it?
Think so.
So I'm curious
it's on all the I might have watched it on Hulu.
The last Rick and Morty thing I watched was the anime Rick and Morty, and
that did not
actually no. I watched it. I have YouTube TV, so I watched it on YouTube.
It was fine.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I like anime and I like Rick and Morty. So for me,
I have not seen the anime.
It wasn't bad by any means.
I guess it just looked different. It didn't look Rick and Morty enough, but it also didn't look anime enough. It was
the thing is,
weird half-breed.
I had no issue with the animation at all. It was more, in my mind, what I thought people would struggle with was the writing was, because it was written by a Japanese dude, produced by a Japanese studio. And so the writing is what I thought people would have a hard time. Because the writing was very much anime writing,
I'll say, if you're pitching to me a more serious Rick and Morty, I'm not exactly interested.
And it wasn't really, I don't know, I guess it has that more serious nature just because it's Japanese, but they're also never that. I don't know.
Yeah.
They're weird. Anyway, it was weird, but I'm curious if these things tie together story-wise, because I was curious about that when I watched that thing, so. But yeah, I'm excited for more Rick and Morty.
Yeah, me too, actually. Even at its worst, it's still a fun show. Yeah. Because I thought last season was pretty 50-50.
It was
50% probably some of the best episodes of the series, and 50% some of the worst.
I would give it 50-50 too.
I need to give last season a rewatch. I feel like there was a little bit of a shock. Like I was talking about,
the first season was
you're trying to make sense of the voices.
Episode.
Yeah.
And I feel like I need to rewatch it and just go in with a fresh mind and not give a fuck about the voices and just take
I think
the content.
I would like to do the same thing too, but for me it was just to lead, because the first episode was just member buried nostalgia bullshit. The first episode of the last season, I don't know. I'll watch it again. I'd like to watch it again, But I don't know that I'm going to come away with watching the first episode of that last season and not think it was bullshit. Because it was just kind of hey, here's characters, everything's familiar.
Yeah.
Like, it just felt like fucking sugar for the pill, like sugar for the medicine.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't recall being particularly bothered by the voices. I just thought some of the episodes were like, oh my god, this is being so self-serious right now. This is not why I watch Rick and Morty. It's like,
well, see, I don't know. For me, I love like the super heady nature of Rick and Morty, but it's a fine balance and it's hard to maintain.
No, I like the serious themes. I don't like when it's like
just stroking off that it's Rick and Morty.
Yeah, when it's like, I'm sorry, Morty, I shouldn't have betrayed you. It's like this is boring.
Now, I do want to watch that last season again too.
Yeah,
the only episode I really had a problem with the last season was just that first one, just because it felt like lazy. It felt like they were like a recovery after a stumble, is what that first episode felt like.
Yeah.
Like, oh fuck, shit's fucked. Like, fuck.
Well, from that aspect, I can say the first episode of this new season is a banger. So,
yeah, well, I mean,
cool.
and by the end of the last season, it felt like they got into their stride and everything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
All right, take it away, Reese.
Well, I'll start out. I am gonna have to cut out a lot because this is 3 weeks of.
Yeah,
I got my TV back.
Things,
And,
Oh yeah, he's been watching shit left and right.
I've been busy. But I'll start off with two things that you guys both forgot. Well, we didn't forget Final Destination. But Sinners, a couple days after the last episode.
We talked about it 2 episodes ago, but sure, we can.
Well, we didn't talk
about it since John.
Oh yeah, that's
we've
true.
all
That's
seen
right.
it.
That's right.
And since you've seen the actual ending.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it turns out there's an ending, like a post-credit scene, which I thought was just like this is just going to be like a musical performance that happens during the credits, and so and also my wife had already like headed for the exit, so I'm like, oh, okay,
what's wrong with her? Like, what the hell is you impatient
like,
people?
She was ready to get out, and but anyway, watching it the second time, I realized that like I missed like 7 minutes of movie.
Yeah, like the actual ending. It's kind of crazy.
Fuck them for having like a 6-minute post-credit scene.
I think there has been actually a little controversy over like treating a mid-credit scene, but it's really like it recontextualizes a lot of the movie.
It does.
Yeah, it
So
does.
to
it's a
leave,
different movie.
I mean, you would have a completely different conversation with somebody if you missed that, and you could be like, I don't know, it felt a little unresolved, and they'd be like, what are you talking about? you know?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm kind of surprised it didn't come up earlier, but because it's such a good ending. But,
yeah, it is, and it's a good tribute to what the movie is very much about, which is music culture, and black music culture, and
and freedom and family.
And I'm telling you, there's a movie I've been trying to sneak into, like the old 80s Ralph Macchio Crossroads is the perfect fucking double feature with this film.
Yeah.
It really is. And I've been trying to find a way to get Crossroads. There's just no good pairing for the movie until now.
Yeah.
Well, you said Sinners is just a remake of Dusk Till Dawn, so you can just put
it's literally From Dusk Till Dawn meets Crossroads.
we could do a double feature of Crossroads and Dusk Till Dawn.
It is, it definitely has the same, very similar setup, but it's a very, very different movie.
Oh yeah, I think it's
it has
quite different.
A very similar jump off point, but it's super, super different.
I'm telling you that movie is those two movies.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I feel you. Yeah, no, I really, really, really enjoyed the movie. I mean, I don't think there's anything negative
I think it's well cast
about it.
Oh,
the
it's
casting
perfect.
is wonderful. How music forward
Michael
it
B.
is
Jordan
is
gives 2 great performances.
Yeah, no, it's great. Those characters are different enough for that to really shine. I have nothing to say about the movie in a negative light at all, other than just it always irritates me when they fucking celebrate self-destructive culture. That's the only thing, but I deal with that every day.
I think it got even better on second viewing.
Oh yeah, I could
agree.
so.
Especially when you add that ending.
Yeah, it's so crazy how good a movie can be when you watch the ending.
When you watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I felt like being able to see themes and stuff really well laced throughout the whole movie. For some reason I was picking up on really pro Christian vibes the first time I watched it, and then the second time it's
No.
is pretty like his dad is almost seen as like another form of like an evil trying to take his powers. It's pretty like, I mean, he literally saves himself by fleeing both the demons and the angels.
Yeah, and he's got that like you keep flirting with that evil. One of these days, it's going to follow you home. Like, I feel like that's a really good line in the movie, and like a foreshadow. And my favorite part of the movie is even on the second watch, just like these fucking vampires are like, yeah, we're gonna get in here and murder you all, but like in the meantime, we're over here having a fucking campfire and we're singing and dancing. And
No, anyway, it was fun too that it was like the head vampire was like Celtic and like that kind of the Irish folk music in there too. It just was super fun because like they're fucking cultures that came here to some degree in a similar way on different levels, and I mean,
so creepy vampires. I loved how they did the vampires.
Yeah. No, and dialing it back to like really traditional vampire stuff, like it makes it so much more fun because it makes the game inside the story for the vampires that it's just like, and it played it really well in the movie where like if you're not aware of what's happening, it's just like the worst thing ever, bro. Yeah. So then it creates this, wait a minute, you motherfucker. Like, no, I'm not inviting you over here. And like, okay, you go over here, see somebody else at the door. Hey, what's up? And, what's up? You're going to come inside?
Come on. Having me invited in kind of added a huge amount of suspense, I think.
Oh, it does.
They do it so well. The whole time
you're thinking it's like all we got to do is survive until dawn.
Yeah.
And like, but people have like loved ones on the outside. You don't know.
Yeah, no.
You know, like at some point somebody's gonna crack.
It's such a
all it takes is one person to be like, "Come on in."
Yeah, it's always
it adds like that element of the original Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah.
Where they're all stuck in the house overnight. Yeah, and it's just
I love that.
They do it really good of using it also as comedic relief at times.
Oh yeah.
While also making it really creepy.
It's a really really fun part of like vampire lore that fell the fuck off for a long time, and like this movie like just makes me love it so much more than I ever did. Even like it's a great thing that we don't see enough.
Yeah.
But now the scene where the their little cousin is playing the blues and all the fucking different, him basically like
becoming
shamanic,
like music god or whatever.
From all eras, past and future.
I don't know
that
his
was
name,
a really
shout out to that actor. It's his first performance in anything. It's his introduction to movies, and he sings beautifully. He acts beautifully. Everything about his performance is fun.
It was wonderful.
He's so good.
Yeah, Sinners I can't recommend enough. I've been telling people about it pretty incessantly.
Yeah, it's still in theaters. I highly recommend. I really wanted to see it in IMAX because I heard it was pretty awesome, but I did not get a chance.
Yeah.
But I do recommend it. And then, the other thing that John also watched, Final Destination Bloodlines.
Yeah.
Got to see my first Final Destination movie in theaters.
You know what? There was like a small microcosm of a second where I almost went and saw it this weekend. And that's just because I was bored and I was looking and it was just like, the reason I didn't go is because it was that. But I was just like, you know what? I don't have anything to do today. I should go see a movie. And I'm like, North Point website, pull it up, and it's just like, this is
it's kind of a bad week.
You
honestly,
have to like
Final Destination.
It's perfectly fine if you just put yourself in the right headspace for it. Like
I almost did anyway. But
it's just a breakfast machine of death.
Yeah,
like, that's the whole bit.
You have to be aware of what you're going into. You can't just be like,
it's
this
just
better be a great.
No, it is, but that's. I think that's the bit. I think it's you need to be able to have fun with like, is that it? Is that gonna do it? What's that gonna do?
That's the fun time.
That's what it is. It's always this bullshit of like this does this and that. It's like it's a fucking breakfast machine of death. Like and so like watching the movie, trying to pick out. Like, is this gonna be it? Is that gonna be it?
And they try to set you up, and it's like you see some like, that's a faulty mechanism over there. That's clearly gonna fall.
Yeah.
And like
that's what the whole
just setting you up. You know, it's
my favorite death in the whole franchise is there's a gymnastic death in the fifth movie, and there's literally like there's a shaky air conditioner on the ceiling. Oh, is
Right.
that going to be it? Oh, there's a puddle of water. Is that going to be it? There's a
Right.
thumbtack. There's a fan with a sparking cord, and then all that. She just ends up falling off the beam and like folding in half.
Yeah.
And it's like
None
so
of the-
No, yeah.
none of
fucking
these things.
No, and
brutal.
that's fun. Like that's if I
Yeah.
have no problem, and we've talked about it a bunch before. Like I fucking despise.
Turns
the
out she was
Scream
just a bad
franchise.
gymnast.
I hate Scream, but like Final Destination is exactly what it is. It's not pretentious. It's doing the thing. It's fun. If you like, just take
And
yourself
unlike
out of it.
Scream, I think it has like an infinitely repeatable.
No,
absolutely.
absolutely. So the writing
premise.
is like the thing I'll say. Like the writing is like, especially even trying to write anything for the characters as characters is pretty like. It's pretty
Well, they wrote them more, especially some of the side characters. They wrote them more comedically in this one.
No,
which
they
really
did. And
benefits.
I think that they really like should just be the thing. Like just make it a full on horror comedy. Like not like dancing around at all. Like
Yeah.
take all the seriousness out of it. And I think the franchise would be like better off for it.
Well, I think you do need a little seriousness because you don't want people feeling like just chickens running around waiting to get their heads cut
yeah,
off.
you do, but like they're all the writing in that vein that was trying to do that was just it was all generic. Like all the
Yeah,
characters.
well, yeah.
were
It felt
just-
like they were going for some themes of
Yeah.
like trauma and it's like, well, I don't need themes in
No,
my
well,
Final
they were
Destination.
just- That's fine if they want themes, but the whole thing, it was just the most generic family drama ever. Like,
Yeah.
oh, mom's back. Oh, fuck, mom, she left us. Oh, you're my half brother. Oh, blah. Just like fucking, just the most typical bullshit in the world, and like, I don't know, get fancier with it, get wacky with it,
Yeah.
like, and I'd buy into it more. But just like when you're just putting out like just the most generic, off the cuff shit that you could imagine in like I don't know any like fucking CW drama, that's where it kind of sucks. And like they should just lean into the death fucking breakfast death machine.
I did get to see this in IMAX. I was very excited. It was a lot of fun. There was only like probably about 20 people in the theater,
Yeah.
but everyone was having a good time. We were all fucking cackling and
Yeah, no, for sure.
cringing and
Yeah, no, and that's what it is. You just treat it like a fun thing. And again, like I said too, my other thing about this franchise is they really should get back to using practical effects
won't.
where they can.
They won't. Nobody's gonna.
I know they're not going to, but like it'd make it so much better. It would just make it so much better
Yeah.
where they can.
they get a little, for lack of a better term, gratuitous with the CGI at times.
No, it was like the last scene where like the train derailed.
Yes, yeah,
Spoilers. I might see
You're-
this piece
you're
of
not-
shit
you-
at some point.
and hate the whole thing.
Well,
I'm like 5, 6. How many movies am I behind? I've seen like the
Oh,
first
You don't
two.
need to-
you don't need to watch a single one of them
no.
to watch a single one of the others.
is
That's
like-
true. That's
it is
true,
like
but I,
silk thread
I'm OCD,
holding the
so
story
I
together,
do need to
dude.
watch them in order.
Well, this is the
Silk thread.
6th movie.
The sixth
But-
movie.
no, yeah. If you go and do it the right way, it's entertaining. Just embrace the comedy
Yeah.
of it, and like
Just like similarly, I wouldn't go into Basket Case hoping for it to be Hereditary. You know,
Yeah,
they're
no,
both
ab-
horror movies.
yeah, oh, absolutely. Yeah, know what you're getting into, and
Yeah.
like accept it for what it is, and don't be too critical of what it is, knowing what it is. You know, like
And don't go see it if there's no chance you're gonna like it. If it's literally gonna be like, if it's the best version that Final Destination can
I'm telling
possibly
you,
be, and
I'm
I
telling
still
you, bro,
don't
I
like
was
it.
so close to going to see it just because out of boredom. It's like, you know what? I can sneak in my flask. Like I'll just.
Well, they have a bar there now.
They do, but it's not good.
it's never open late enough either.
No, John Brown.
Oh, no, I caught
is
it.
always open. They don't have a bartender. You have to ask somebody, "Hey, I want to get alcohol."
Well, so
it is never not open. I
no, I know.
promise you.
Well, no. When I went to see this movie, the chick that was going to be running it, because we had to go to a late show because it was on Saturday night, so it was like a 10 o'clock showing. So she was on the way out, but she opened it for me, and I just got 2, and like I was fine.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's
Yeah.
always open.
Yeah.
They just never have a person there, so it
It
No,
always
no, no.
looks
open.
closed.
The lights
But,
are always off.
At
Yeah.
a certain point, they will be like out because like the person that can run it, like at 11 o'clock, is probably gonna be gone. It's like
Well,
15-year-olds
yeah,
that can't actually serve alcohol. So like there's gonna
Yeah, they
be a
don't give
point
shit.
where
I went to high school with one of
you're
their
not
dads
very
at school.
often going there at 11 because we're in such a small town and they don't
Yeah, for
have
sure.
late enough showings.
But it's not like you need to get that third cider or.
Well, you could just buy 3 at a time. Can't you?
I mean,
Wine.
hey man,
Yeah.
it's something. As long as I
Just
get a couple.
smuggling in some whiskey is the better go of it. But
Yeah,
I was thinking I'm going to
yeah,
get me
sure.
a big popcorn, and I just want to watch some
There you go.
like that's what I was thinking. But then I just I got late. I think I smoked pot. And,
Yeah.
But it's not a.
didn't want to leave the house anymore.
We'll get into it later. It was not a good week for new releases for
Yeah,
you.
no.
With Lilo and Stitch and Mission Impossible 50.
Oh yeah, no, it's pretty fucking awful.
Yeah.
But all right, yeah. No,
Yeah.
the other thing I will say, the last thing I'll say about that movie is the same thing I'll say about every single fucking movie that has anything to do with a scene related to tattooing or a tattoo shop. It's always just the most annoying fucking thing to me because it is just the most egregiously misrepresented ever. Like this dude. Place is basically fucking pitch black other than some neon lights, and he's piercing some chick's tongue with some janky fucking desk lamp with some rust on it. And like he has to clean up, and his cleaning up is like just jugs of just alcohol that he's dousing in like barehanded, no glove on, and just pouring some alcohol on the fucking thing and rubbing kind of rubbing the furniture and shit. Oh my god. Fuck off.
And so this is the
Every
exact
time.
kind of attitude you cannot watch Final Destination with.
Well, I mean, like I said, to be fair, that's every single
That's specific
expression.
to you, though.
Oh, I know, yeah.
Every
yeah.
movie is completely ridiculous in every aspect of that. You're just an expert in that particular.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
that
of
is
course,
true.
of course.
So
yeah.
if, like you
I'm
know,
not gonna not
like,
acknowledge that. It's just it definitely like
you know,
there's a
it's-
couple things in films that never get represented properly. I've said it before. Like hunting is also the same thing. Like every film that shows somebody hunting is like they walk into the woods and like there's a deer, I shoot it and I go get it. Like that's not how that works either. Like there's always those things.
I've brought it up before. My wife's, I think it's her favorite, one of her favorite movies. It's her favorite modern day movie is Love and Other Drugs. And it's literally about like pharmaceutical sales reps, which is like my fucking world. Like my career for the last like 16 years has been that and dealing with those people. And so like watching that, just like, okay, that's kind of not exactly how that works, but sure, you know. And like I'll never forget watching old girlfriend way back in the day, watching Son of a Woman with her for the first time, and like there's a scene where Al Pacino is in like decked out in his old like military duds or whatever, and she's like, the way that they did like the stitching on the like whatever I'm not a fucking Marine, I don't know how that works, but she's like, that's actually not how that should be. And it's just like,
if you know guns and stuff, I'm sure watching movies
Oh,
infuriates
no.
you.
Yeah,
Whenever
no.
guns are like,
If you're familiar with guns at all, almost all gunplay films are atrocious.
yeah.
And like everybody sucks John Wick's dick off, it's still atrocious.
Oh.
It's still not.
by
it's
the
still
way,
not good.
I know we're hijacking Reese's time here to talk, but we talked about it via
I don't
text.
care.
This trailer for Ballerina.
Oh, it looked like the
John
most generic
Dude,
shit ever.
I know that you think she's hot. I am not sold on this. What's her name?
Ballerina. Ana de Armas.
Dude, I think she's a horrible actress. First of all, like
Did you watch?
Definitely this movie, I don't think it matters.
yeah.
Yeah.
I also don't
A
find
lot
her
of the
that
movies,
attractive.
a lot of the movies, I think I've seen her in. It really doesn't matter if she's talented, because it's like,
Yeah, she's just
What's
hot.
the other
But
big
I don't
one?
even find her that attractive, and that's funny because I find like everybody attractive. So
No, it's really annoying with this whole thing because it's like
her
I was-
accent
I
just
was-
also just
we were
seems
talking
bad,
about
which
it-
it's real. So that, I don't even know why I feel.
I was
that
talking
way.
about it with Isaiah the other day, and he was like trying to Google it, and it's like Ballerina. The movie's name is Ballerina. Oh, it's not Ballerina. It's A John Wick Story. Ballerina. That's the title of the movie.
that means
And that's
the studio had no fucking balls.
And that's fucking stupid.
oh
And it's
shit,
like-
are they gonna go see
yeah. And then there's like
Well, that's a
so
terrible title.
so here's this other-
like just Ballerina for a shoot 'em up movie. Also, like
it?
Yeah.
Every shoot 'em up movie is that.
Who are you targeting?
I even like the one with what's his name?
What if somebody likes ballet?
Better
They're going
Call
to see that
Saul.
movie and be disappointed.
What's the Better Call Saul actor?
No. Oh yeah.
Nobody.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Nobody's a terrible title.
Yeah.
Try Googling that.
Well, and also
Nobody
like
movie.
that really that movie was very like I thought it was going to be like a fucking Taxi Driver type movie.
Yeah.
It was a spy movie. I'm like, I didn't fucking. sign
But
up
that's
for a
what
spy
even
movie.
the ones that are kind of fun, like Nobody, still don't
Yeah.
really have good titles.
But no, it's like,
They have
and then
very generic titles.
no, that being the case, then it's like, oh, so this is okay, John Wick universe. That's cool. It's cool. Oh yeah, here's John Wick again.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then he was like, as he was looking for that movie, there's some other John Wick movie that's coming like next year or something. That's
And there was a TV
that's
show.
still fucking John Wick. I'm just
sure
like,
that they will,
fuck
oh,
off.
they're doing a TV. I'm
The
sure that they
Continental.
will shoot several people in the head they will never miss.
dude, it's so. It's,
I don't get the appeal of it.
every action flick should just be action movie. Like
Dude,
they don't even need titles, man. Like
I've said it multiple times on the podcast,
I
but
hate it.
there is no quicker way to bore me with your movie than just to have like a long shootout scene. Like I
Yeah.
will literally fall asleep. Like,
John Wick is like the Terrifier of
Yes.
action movies.
Yes, it is.
it's just porn. It's just gun.
So-
It's like, oh, you like this?
on this note,
Nothing
I
but
saw
this.
something on Netflix that's coming soon that I'm excited about. They're doing a sequel to The Old Guard, which was
Yeah.
a Charlize Theron action flick.
Yeah.
I think is a way better action
I
film.
don't know this one. I
Yeah.
like Charlize Theron though.
It's
Yeah, it's-
really
it's-
it's much like as far as like because everybody sucks John Wick's dick off about it being so like good, like so well choreographed with like real combat maneuvers and shit. It's like it's too well choreographed. Like it's way
Yeah.
too good.
It
too
just
clean. It
doesn't
always
miss,
looks
and everything's
rehearsed.
a
headshot,
It
it's
literally
all
looks
clean.
rehearsed.
Yeah, no, it is. It's way too rehearsed. But the Old Guard, I thought, was much like more that idea. Like it was really technically accurate, really technically clean, but didn't feel super just obnoxiously superhero rehearsed. So
Even though they have literal superpowers.
well, their superpower is just
They
not
don't die.
dying.
Yeah.
Like they don't have any other powers other than that. They have no super strength. They just
Oh, they have the power of sexuality.
yeah,
It's Charlize Theron.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
I remember I was a child and I saw Mighty Joe Young.
Oh, yeah.
And that was the first time I ever saw Charlize Theron on screen. And I was like preteen, and I was like, holy fuck,
Yeah.
this woman is gorgeous.
And then
And you're
you
like,
see-
I'm Mighty Joe Sprung.
Yeah, I was Mighty Joe Sprung.
And then you watch Monster, and it's like, oh,
Why? Why
what
did they do
the
that?
fuck?
Give her the Oscar.
Anywho.
If you've never seen Mighty Joe Young, good God, she's beautiful now. It's like a kid's movie, and like,
Yeah, I
It's a
also watched that when
family
Dude,
I
I
was a
still
kid.
really
How
like
does that
the-
work?
the
You're like
fucking-
50 years older than me.
dude, yeah, I know, right?
Her rom-com with Seth Rogen, where she's the
Oh,
president, like,
Yeah,
that
I
was
love
super-
the relationship.
Hot
that was
Shot,
super
what's it called?
fun.
Undershot?
I want to say underdog, but that's
It's something
not it.
shot. Right?
It's like under something.
Long
Long
shot.
shot.
Long shot.
Long shot. There we go.
That-
Dog
that's
shot.
That's basically underdog.
Undershot.
But no, they've been on Hot Ones together multiple times. I guess
Charlie's and Seth?
Yeah, they're like big time buddies.
Yeah.
Well, she had a cameo in that first episode of The Studio,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
think it was
so. Hot Ones has done a couple episodes where it's like a instead of just like an interview with one person or whatever, it's like they get two people in there and it's like a competition where it's like, because like their whole thing is the guy that does the interviews is like their research department's really good,
Right.
and he's like, so I'm gonna ask you each a question. And you either answer it's like basically like truth. It's called truth or dab is what they do. Is like I'm going to
Right.
ask you a question, and you either answer the question truthfully or you eat this first wing, and they just go back and forth. And like it was the two of them, and it was fucking. Dude, I died. I fucking
Yeah,
died.
I could
There was
see
one-
it being
It was like,
fantastic.
so is it true you produced a rap video starring yourself? And he was just like, well, yes, but. I'm just gonna eat this fucking. She's just like, what?
Will Forte was recently on Hot Ones and was like, just completely unaffected by all of the hot sauces.
I haven't
Very
seen the most recent season, but I did see like the trailer for the Conan O'Brien one where he's like fucking rubbing wing sauce all over his fucking face and stuff
hilarious.
like a psycho. Like, God,
Yeah.
he's so funny.
Yeah, I don't know. That show's just so charming. Every
I
time
do
I'm
miss
like,
Conan.
it's just an interview. I don't need it. And then I'll put it on, like, damn.
Yeah,
This
no,
is
it's
fun.
it's pretty hilarious.
No, when
for sure.
they were doing that truth or dab, the two of them, like one of them is like, "What is the hardest as a director? What's the hardest actor you've ever had to work with?" And like they both at the same time said Jonah Hill. Like him and Charlie, like they both knew, and it's like so. It's like, oh, he must really be an asshole. But anyway, Reese.
Yeah.
Go on to your next thing. We'll stop hijacking.
Well, we finally got our TV set up in our new home, and so obviously we had to postpone some movies and TV shows for a while as we didn't have a nice sizable 4K TV to watch them on. We finally got it set up, and we wanted to watch a haunted house movie for our first movie in the new house.
Oh, nice.
So we watched from 1980, The Changeling, starring George C. Scott. Have you heard of this?
Yeah, oh, I know this film. I have not seen it, but I know the film.
It's really creepy. It's I would put it in like kind of the same kind of creepy as like the Haunting of Hill House, but like nowhere near as like horrific with like you're not seeing ghosts and stuff.
Yeah,
but it's that
like,
kind of
in my list of films that I haven't seen that I need to see. I've got it like right next to Rosemary's Baby.
yeah. It's a little more slow burn than Rosemary's Baby, but it's very similar vibes. I really liked it. Highly recommend. I think it's on Amazon right now.
Swap you for a teddy bear.
All right, well,
Don't mind us, folks.
Yeah, sorry about that. Technical difficulties. Reese, continue.
So okay. So I've been going over occasionally and watching a movie with the Karma folk at Karma.
Yeah.
Because they've got a projector they set up with a nice big screen, and it's 4K.
it's
Gorgeous.
What nights do they do this on?
It's pretty random. It's just kind of whenever they don't have too long of a day and someone's available. I'll text you next time.
Like I might be like 1 out of 4.
Yeah,
But like every once in a while, if I'm bored,
If it's ever
I'll
after
fucking
8
go.
p.m., let me know. Never
It's
before.
not usually because they've been working all day, but occasionally I'll let you know. Oh man, I'll let you both know if it works out. But they have the setup for 3D movies, like the good 3D movies.
Like Jaws 3.
But he's got John at Karma has like a stack of 3D Blu-rays. He's been like collecting these, and it's like some of the newer stuff like Pacific Rim and Godzilla from that big wave of 3D movies we got.
3D.
Yeah.
But also like a shit ton of like really classic B movies and stuff that have been like restored to like really high quality 3D. And he only has 4 pairs of glasses though, so if more than 4 people show up, we can't really watch it. But
So I'll have to buy some glasses just on the off chance that you call me.
yeah,
Right.
because it's really cool. It is like as good, if not better, than like the good
Right.
3D in theaters. And he's got like I didn't get to watch this one yet, but he has the Creature from the Black Lagoon in 3D.
I want in on that.
And he says it is the best 3D he's ever seen. And
Oh my god,
it's really cool. So we got to watch because there was only 4 of us that showed up. We decided to watch Gravity, which was my first time watching since theaters. Really holds up. The visual effects so totally hold up, and the 3D is really really fun. And then the last time I went over, it was just John and I, and we decided he has Dial M for Murder in 3D. The Alfred Hitchcock
In
Hitchcock
3D.
movie in 3D. I don't know exactly why they picked this one.
It's like a
Have either of you seen it?
Yeah.
It's
I've
a
seen, like,
really
basically everything.
really fun kind
I
of like
haven't
murder
watched that
mystery,
one yet.
but it is like literally just set in one apartment.
Yeah.
That's
kind of back
very-
and
That's
forth.
very
Yeah.
Hitchcockian, though.
Yeah.
Like, Hitchcock
But yeah,
doesn't
3D?
move sets really
Yeah.
ever.
You need movement for 3D.
The 3D, I mean,
Yeah.
it's cool in that like the point of this kind of 3D is not so much the arrows flying in your face and the dust and stuff. It's
Just kinda
more
like
of
the
every
it turns it
makes
more
it
into
look
like a
deeper.
fish tank
Yeah.
with like layers, and it's really cool.
Every
Yeah,
time
no,
I hear
that's-
that
that's
title,
really
though,
cool,
it
yeah.
reminds me of the old Simpsons episode where it's like, "Hi, I'm Troy McClure. You might remember me from such TV films as Dial M for Murderousness."
Yeah, I mean the 3D was cool, and yeah, I mean also this is the first new Hitchcock movie I've watched in a while, so it was a nice return to
I'm a
the master.
Hitchcockian.
I really liked it. It's basically
I'm
just
a huge
nonstop dialogue.
Yeah.
but really
Yeah,
enjoyed
I mean,
it.
Really, every film
I
that I
like,
watch that's
I feel
nonstop
like,
dialogue, I'm usually just like, all right.
I feel like
This
if
is
you
really
ask
what I want.
1,000 people, at least 900 of them have seen The Birds,
Yeah,
and which is like kind of like the most popular Hitchcock movie. And as a guy, I haven't seen all of his movies, but I've seen a lot of them. It's like kind of like the just bare bones mediocre. Like
I mean,
It's-
for what it is, it's surprisingly
it
good.
is, but,
like
like,
they
it's-
actually succeed at making these birds
It's-
creepy.
I probably honestly underrate it just because I've seen so much of his shit and it's all
Yeah, well,
good. And it's just like it's like the popular movie.
It's not a good representation of Hitchcock at all.
No, it is not.
It would be like if somebody
it's more,
told
it's
you.
honestly more of a horror movie
Yeah.
than like
Yeah.
his other shit, really, because
It's like, I mean, David Fincher directed Alien 3. It's like, oh, you should watch this director I really like, David Fincher. Oh, he watched Alien 3. No, he's not really for me. It's like, well, that's not really an indication
Yeah.
of his vibe.
Yeah,
that's more of like a foot in the door kind
Yeah.
of thing, though.
It's funny
The Birds
that
is very similar.
hey, I love the choice of directors for the first 4 Alien films.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome
Oh yeah, fantastic director.
because I love that they went all those directions.
Yeah,
And it goes to show you, like,
I didn't realize it was David Fincher that did that one. That one's
Yeah.
very few directors get to do like that's actually where like Tarantino's kind of like a cut above, man, where it's like he's gotten to do his shit every fucking
Yeah.
time, and like so many directors have to like cut their teeth with some like
Yeah, he
Like-
had.
like-
well, that's. I think people can be a little too like. They can be a little too like dick sucking on that too, where it's like, oh, Tarantino's such a badass. He only does. It's like, well, you understand that's
Yeah.
most directors would like to do that. They just do not have the
Well,
availability to do
every-
that.
basically a carte
every
blanche at this
artist
time.
in general would like to only do the stuff.
Yeah,
they wanna
exactly.
make, but they don't get to a lot of the time. It
Because they
depends.
don't have a name attached to
Yeah,
it.
and, like,
Tarantino.
I
you gotta
would
break in
be-
the first place to be able to do
Yeah.
Reservoir Dogs his way.
Yeah.
Well,
And
that's
then-
the thing that's funny with those kinds of artists. Like, I'd love to see, like, I'd love to see how he was able to just do his own shit because it's quite a feat. And
Well,
like
I mean,
trying to be
like,
a living, working, surviving artist,
Yeah.
like to only do exactly what you want the entire time. Like he had,
Well, Reservoir Dogs is basically an independent film, so
Yeah.
I mean that's how, and like it was just so successful.
Well,
that he
yeah,
just
but
he kind of
so-
got lucky.
more of what I'm saying. No, it is luck. It's always
Yeah.
luck,
Yeah.
really. But
It's
more
hard to
of-
say
timing.
lucky because it is just like one of the best films ever made.
Well,
so,
no,
like,
no,
he
he still got
and
lucky.
Just happened to build one of the
The secret-
one of the best
the
stories.
secret to
and-
art is to be good and
with
lucky.
less.
Yeah, you have to
It's
be,
to be good and
be
lucky.
good with less.
to be successful.
To hit
you have
that
to be
level
good
of
and
success, you have to be an amount of lucky, and then once you get lucky, and that's the interesting thing about Tarantino, because he's not a charismatic guy, but the only way that
Yeah.
it makes sense that he could have been able to do only his own movies all the time, and them just succeed. Like he has to be.
There,
kinda
there's a part of me
charismatic
that
to work
wonders
around.
how that happened. Where it's like, how the hell did you talk people into supporting you? Because I can't. I
Yeah.
mean, maybe he's probably a lot more charming in person, but in interviews,
Yeah.
he only comes.
No, he
across
looks
kind of a
awkward
sleaze.
as shit. Yeah, he looks
he's
weird.
really intelligent,
Yeah.
and so
Yeah.
like he, like you think about it, like for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood,
I mean, he seems like my kind of guy. I feel like I get along with him
Honestly, probably, yeah.
famously.
I feel like so. I remember hearing an interview with him, and like for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, they have that like the like Western series or whatever that DiCaprio's character like was the main character for or whatever. He actually wrote like 2 seasons of that series. Like the Western series that doesn't exist. Like he actually wrote 2 seasons of it. Like it's just like he's so detailed that I imagine you go into an interview with him and he's just like, I've got it all planned out, and it's just like, and he maps it out, and it's like you believe him because he's so detailed.
Yeah. It's also a savings account.
Yeah.
Hey. Pay me big money.
Well, he also doesn't really do big budget movies. I mean, like his movies are more expensive because he actually is one of the few people that still uses film.
Well, he's paying his cast,
but I mean, he's
and usually a very impressive cast too.
Yeah, and the cast, but he's not like hamming it up with a bunch of fucking special effects and CGI.
No,
he's not George.
It's all practical.
George Lucas or fucking James Cameron, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I will hopefully get to continue watching 3D movies there. It's very fun, and they've got a nice long list of movies.
I've not seen very many 3D movies, but old 3D movies without 3D glasses. Like there's an Amityville horror that's 3D.
Yeah,
there is Amityville 3D.
It's funny to watch without the 3D because it's very obvious they're trying. Like it's just like, hey.
That seems like one that he would have. You know,
I think honestly,
that's a very
he probably does.
That's a very karma thing.
Oh yeah, well that's the other thing is he's not really going like judging by the quality. He just wants all the 3D movies he can get.
Yeah, I
so he's got like I said, some of the newer ones: Ant-Man, Thor, Texas Chainsaw, Frankenweenie,
Avatar. Avatar
The
was
Walk.
like the first movie I saw in 3D where I was like, oh, this is awesome.
Texas Chainsaw could be cool.
And that's a newer Texas Chainsaw. I don't know which
one.
It's
that's like an early 2000s, late 90s movie.
Yeah.
I don't think it was very good, honestly. I think it was
no. He said the new Texas Chainsaw. The new Texas Chainsaw
not the
was Netflix.
not
it's
the Netflix
Texas
one.
Chainsaw Massacre
never
3D.
mind.
It's literally the name of the movie.
I was just imagining that Texas Chainsaw because that's the only Texas Chainsaw I really like.
Yeah, but he's got It Came from Outer Space, Robot Monster, The Man Who Wasn't There. Let's see. He's got Metal Storm, The Quest.
Ooh.
Metal Storm, The Quest for Jared Sin. Mortal Engines, Pacific Rim. The Diamond Wizard, Treasure of the Four Crowns.
There's a lot of fucking terrible movies.
Oh yeah, a lot of them are really.
Yeah.
I mean, their literally selling point is this is in 3D.
Yeah.
You know, the
Creature from Black Lagoon's the best 3D movie ever. Well, fuck yeah! Look at your other choices, man.
No, he meant like the 3D, not like the quality of the movie.
Oh,
obviously,
just
it's
like the quality of the 3D was
it was one of the best he's
I
seen.
want to see it, man. Oh god.
Yeah, he's got so many fun-looking ones.
Just ask him which one of my nuts he wants, and I will donate that nut for the opportunity to watch this.
House of Wax 3D. Yeah, it's movies you didn't even know were ever released 3D, but they were, and it's it's really cool.
All right.
Very fun opportunity. I love having friends.
For sure. Yeah. Good guys, good people in this town.
Scared them all away.
Let's see. Skip. Watched a really cool Hungarian animated film from the 80s called Cat City. Highly recommend.
Yeah, I've seen that one. I wanted to watch that.
Great animation.
You say Cat Johnson.
I've seen.
Yeah.
This seemed really cool. I've seen images of that. I see a lot of this shit, man.
Yeah.
You should watch that, John. Yeah. That's very you.
I'm sure it's on one of the streaming services.
I love old fucking 60s to 80s animation.
Yeah.
Like they just did some cool weird
they've got such great character design and emotion and stuff.
There was one that was like, I think it was a Ralph Bakshi maybe. Yeah, but it was like fucking bands that were places or like too racially offensive, you know. People would get.
With Wizards. That's
I've seen Wizards. I have Wizards. Wizards is fucking weird.
Yeah. I watched is this a Vietnamese movie? I believe it's Vietnamese. What is the details?
That's
Country, Thailand. It's a Thailand film.
Ooh,
a Thai film.
Thai film.
called
Very spicy.
Uncle Boon Me Who Can Recall His Past Lives.
What?
Look at that image. That's
And
fucking wonderful.
It is a very creepy kind of drama ghost story. This is like literally
I've
the perfect.
literally never seen a Thai film. I don't think.
Yeah, I know. I don't know if I have
I've
either.
seen some good ones, yeah.
But when
cough.
we talk about how some of these movies that it's hard, you don't really want to define by a genre because there's not one. It could be very misleading. This is exactly that because you could call it a horror movie, but it's really not at all a horror movie.
Yeah. No,
I would
just more just psychological drama.
I would just call it a ghost story. It's a ghost story. And so weird, and it's gonna leave you with questions, but it's so
Kind of
worth
like a
it.
Sci-fi, like part sci-fi.
Yeah.
Very spiritual because he literally is like just kind of interacting with past lives of himself
Right.
in a very strange kind of metaphysical way. It's
Yeah.
really, really interesting. Highly worth your time. But like,
Nice.
maybe look up some articles or something. Uncle Boon Me Explain. It's. I think
title.
some people are like maybe a little. Yeah, I wonder if it flows off the tongue a little bit more in Thai, but I don't know. There's something charming about that title too. Uncle
Yeah.
Boon Me Who Can Recall His Past Lives.
I don't mind a long title.
Let's see. Oh, have you seen? I feel like one of you has seen Maniac Cop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen Maniac
I've seen
Cop.
all of them.
Yeah.
It's so fucking fun.
Yeah,
I watched.
it's just good.
Yeah, they're
classic
sequels.
80s horror.
I've heard
yeah.
the sequels aren't as good,
Probably
but
not.
I mean, again, it's called
They aren't as
Maniac
good, but
Cop.
they're also just as good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, now I
don't
regret
know.
not buying.
See,
it.
because somebody would probably say the same thing about Darkman, because
Yeah.
Darkman had 2 sequels,
Yeah.
but those were like a travesty.
They aren't as good,
Well-
but they give you the same cheap thrills, you know?
Those probably are like that's. I mean,
Oh, they're
'cause-
not the same at all. It's just super. Because I watched Darkman and Darkman 2 back to back, and like one, the story didn't make any sense. They took a bunch of liberties. 2, it's just like going from like a real experience in film from a real director to just
Yeah.
like some guy.
Well, that's I think the thing
Yeah,
is
that's what
it's
it is,
completely
yeah.
different creative team.
yeah, exactly. It was just bullshit.
But
Like,
Maniac Cop 1 and 2, it looks like they're the same
same
director.
guys.
So
Yeah, well, there you go. That's good.
yeah. Well, now all 3 of them, and he directed a movie just called Maniac. He really loves Maniacs.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, I thought Maniac Cop was a lot of fun, and also like I don't know,
would
he's,
like
he's,
to rewatch
he's kind of a
those.
hero cop because he's just going around killing other cops.
Right.
He's saving the day here. It was really fun. Definitely in the vein of like Basket Case.
Yeah, I need to
and-
watch the rest of them.
Shock,
I've seen
what
the
was the
first one.
There's
There was Basket Case and another really similar one we watched, or I watched.
yeah.
Brain Dead.
Brain Dead, yeah.
Yeah.
There's an older like an '80s movie called Highway to Hell that kind of gives me Maniac
Dude.
Cop vibes.
You know what I might be a pick in the future of mine is just a double feature of fucking Peter Jackson movies
Yeah.
before he was Peter Jackson.
Yeah,
And
that's
like,
something could
you
do.
want to talk about
Peter
schlock?
before Jackson.
That shit's the most satisfying schlock in the world.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
That is. I mean,
I
yeah,
just
that's
You
like
could do it.
I have
early
to-
Sam Raimi
I
type
have
shit.
determined that I hate that Peter Jackson stopped doing that. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's so much more satisfying. Like,
You should go back to it. I watched a French film called The Beauty and the Devil. It's a retelling of the Faust story. Really
okay.
enjoyed it. I watched Barbarella.
Oh yeah, that thing is fucking.
It's
That's
a blast.
That's some real goofy
It's
70s
so
sci-fi,
fun.
dude. It's so dorky.
Barbarella,
Oh, okay.
Queen of the
Yeah.
Galaxy.
all the
Every
the
other
shit,
scene has tits in it.
It's so
And-
it's,
and
the
50%
design
of
of
the
it's
time
all
it's Jane
so
Fonda's
hokey.
tits.
Everything's
I do like
everything's
those.
phallic. Like all the design of every piece
Yeah.
of technology is phallic. It's pointy. It's fucking-
Everything is kind of like horny and sexy in a cute way.
Yeah.
It's like kind of about Barbarella discovering sex and just absolutely loving it. And yeah, it's just a fun movie. It's I thought of what's the shoot the real you watched it last year the Buckaroo Banzai.
Yeah.
Kind of Buckaroo Banzai, but
very
even
much.
more insane.
Yeah, for sure.
Really, really enjoyed it. And then I rewatched the concert film Stop Making Sense, and it is just as perfect as always.
Nice.
please watch it if you haven't. Do yourself the favor. And I think that's about it.
All right. So we're to it, right?
Or to the thing.
To the thing.
To the
thing that was my pick, because I genuinely believed that it was actually good. And
So-
man, were my feelings dashed. Yeah.
So,
Should we get the
yeah,
synopsis?
do the synopsis. And I would like a quick word before you get started, John.
Yeah. Do it.
Kevin Costner directs the 1997 film The Postman.
Did he write it?
No, I don't think he wrote it.
Okay. Just directed it.
No, he did not write it. In 2013, there are no highways. No highways? No highways.
2013. It's hard to believe that there are no highways.
Dude, that's such a problem with this movie.
It says there are no highways, no highways, no dreams of a better tomorrow.
No
Only
highways.
I don't know what that means.
Is it capitalized?
Capital highways.
No
yeah.
internet ways, I guess.
Oh,
Dude, if it was like the year is 2113, this movie makes so much more sense.
Yeah.
only
yeah.
scattered survivors across what was once the United States. Into the apocalyptic wasteland comes an enigmatic drifter with a mule, a knack for Shakespeare, and something yet undiscovered: the power to inspire hope.
Yeah, which we have the poster up on, and it says the year is 2013.
One man walked in off the horizon, and hope came with him. That's the tagline of the movie.
Yeah.
What a
Is that what it says on there?
yeah,
too?
that's
Yeah.
I was gonna read it. I was like, oh, I bet it's on the poster right there.
It is.
Yeah, that's a I think a terrible. Does that? I don't know.
It's not
That
a
sounds
good
so
time.
lame.
It's too much.
Yeah, I mean, like, it does fit the film.
Yeah.
So-
Oh yeah.
But is that a good thing? All right, so before John Brown gets started, I just want to say that, like, I think that when John picked this, we were all kind of in the same boat of like, yeah, like, you hadn't seen it yet, right?
I had not seen it.
But like, me and John were both like kind of in the same boat of like, yeah, like, I remember that being like panned by critics. But I kind of remember it being better
okay,
than
yeah,
what
yeah.
everybody said.
I remembered it being genuine.
And
So genuine.
some movies are like that, and they like grow with time. Or it's like I saw it when I was so young that when I watch it now, I'm older, I'm wiser, I've got more experience. Things make more sense to me. That was not this movie.
Well, the context of the director context of Kevin Costner makes you think of other films you have a lot of trust and faith in, like
Yeah.
Dances with Wolves. Like, I think that like pads the recollection of it to a degree. Like, oh, yeah,
It was kind of Kevin Costner. I mean, peak Kevin Costner was the '90s, right? You had The Bodyguard, Field
Yeah.
of Dreams, Dances with Wolves, Waterworld, Bull Durham. Like, he was doing stuff that everyone was kind of liking.
yeah.
You know.
And then also did The Postman.
So I will say he didn't write it. The writing
He
is
did
the
not
script.
write it.
The real problem with this thing is the writing.
Yeah, honestly,
every turn too.
Every single turn. Like, the idea is not that bad. Like, the idea of
The
somebody.
concept.
The
Yeah.
overarching concept of a post-apocalyptic thing where someone revives the postal service to be an inspiration to, like, fucking overturn the natural order now. Like,
Yeah.
that's not a bad concept.
yeah.
But
You know
that
what I think
didn't
makes it
really-
better?
it just
if
didn't work.
If they just focus
They
on
didn't do
that,
it.
and instead of like him finding like a dead mailman and stealing his identity or whatever, and be like, "I'm the post office." Like, if he would have just showed up at a town and be like, "Yeah, I'm the post office."
It's really
Does anybody have
the
anything that
idea
they wanna
Well,
of
send
so-
America
somebody?
that
So,
kind of ruins it.
yeah,
Because
no.
if he's just like, hey, we're gonna restart a mail line,
So
this
what,
would be good
this,
for us.
what would have
Which
been like made this
friend in the movie
character
kinda does that.
what would
Yeah.
have made this character convincing is if he would have found mail and like been inspired to like, hey, I found all this and I was really
Yeah.
moved by the experience. Let me find this can we find someone as a sign of hope in this town and make it a nice dramatic
Yeah.
scene? But instead he's like, well, I'm from the new government. I'm the postman, and then like the entire thing is just him
I feel like
completely
you
ass out
could've-
bullshitting, and none of it's believable.
Like, if he had immediately, like, the next day been like, hey, I actually kind of lied about that whole thing, but
So this
I
movie
think it could work to do it anyway.
This
I think
movie
it still could have
basically
worked.
Treats it promises that everyone that is in the film doesn't remember what the post office was.
Yeah.
Right? And like this shit's 2013, made in the 90s. That's only 20 years.
And what
guys.
was it 15 years?
People aren't gonna just forget what the post is.
Yeah.
And that's the problem with the year is a huge issue.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
But also there's some like character issues. Like when he first comes to the town, I can't remember what it's called, like Pine View or something.
Who cares?
Something super generic.
He first shows up to the town and like the sheriff is like, you know what I think? I think you're just some drifter who found a dead mailman and stole. Like he had him pegged from the get go. But then, like 12 hours later, he gives him a letter to deliver. And it's just like,
I believe in you.
Like, I don't think you're real, but just in case you are.
Yeah. Are you Santa Claus?
And so, like, he starts this like.
It was the schmaltziness that really
Yes.
was
It's
like the last
I
nail.
think the whole thing was like
For
a
sure.
lie to get fed, and then like he told the lie and like immediately like, hey, have sex with my wife. We need sperm. You know, like it was just like, oh, I'm like a celebrity immediately.
That literally could have been played as a joke. Like, oh wow, it went so well, so fast that women are literally asking him to impregnate them. Like,
Right, yeah.
It was like immediate. Like, wow, you're
And
the
then-
greatest man who ever lived.
You're
aren't
from the
you?
government?
And then
Can
and
we suck your dick?
Then he meets his little friend, and I don't know the actor's name that plays. I think his name is Ford Lincoln Mercury.
yeah.
Which is retarded.
Lorenz,
Yeah, again.
Lorenz Tate.
So, like,
he's done
that
some.
name, it's so stupid because, again, they're asking you to, like,
I
think
have
this
seen
is, like,
this kid
hundreds of years.
do like. He's actually in one. I think a really understated movie that I really enjoy is called Dead Presidents.
Yeah.
It's like
Oh, he's a dead president? Right on.
Yeah, he was like the main character in Dead Presidents, and I really enjoyed that movie from the '90s. I think it was one of those that didn't get enough fanfare.
I would like to watch that one.
Anyway, I've always liked him as an actor, but it's weird. His character in this movie basically just validates the Postman, because the Postman is like a fraud.
And does all of the work for
Yeah,
him.
no, he literally starts the thing that like he's pretending exists that doesn't really exist.
Yeah.
And like there's this whole scene where she's like, well, how do I become a postman? It's like, well, the only way to become a postman is to be sworn in by another postman.
Yeah.
It's like, kind of like vampires, huh?
Anyone buying into this guy's shit, it's completely, like, it's
It's-
the most unbelievable thing. Because literally, he just shows up and just says this one thing, and people just buy it, and he does nothing to prove it.
It's literally banking
make
on the
any
idea
sense.
that everyone puts weight in the idea of America 15 years into the
Also,
apocalypse. It
so
doesn't
the
make
thing
any
is,
fucking sense.
The way these characters act in the film, they act as if they have forgotten what any of it looked like. Like,
Yeah.
at all. Like,
It's
and
the
that's what
strangest
makes it
thing where
so unrealistic is they act like they have no concept of any of this.
This
and they
kid
get
is-
told one thing and buy it.
Yeah.
But, like, all these people would remember. Like, none of the adults in that scene, it would have been in their fucking 40s, 50s, would have been like, oh yeah, sure. No, they'd have been like, well, ID.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that long ago to forget what society looked like.
Yeah.
This promise of society, like,
they wouldn't. I mean,
just
it's
too
so
stretched.
annoying.
This
It's
kid
too
is stupid
stretched.
enough to believe the bullshit that Kevin Costner's character is selling him, but then smart enough to take those ideas and turn them into reality and actually
So,
create the post office.
that's the other thing.
Extremely well organized
One
in
thing,
about
one
a few
thing I know
weeks.
you commented on when we were watching was like this time span.
Yeah.
Like this movie happens in like a couple of weeks, and
Yeah,
where shit
it's-
goes is crazy. Because like
Do
one
we
moment,
know it's a couple of
one
weeks?
moment
I think
he-
it's just really unclear.
he created post office. No, like it was pretty fast.
I think
It's
like,
a few months because she does
I think
get
if you
pregnant
ask
and
Kevin
stuff.
but it's
Costner,
a
he
few
doesn't
months,
know.
and you end up fucking 2/3 into the movie, like all these kids, like I'm a postal carrier, like.
Yeah. They have given their entire life into this cause.
And presenting that no one really knows where the fuck anything is in this world, or there's no like system at all. Like
Yeah.
they didn't even act like they knew where towns were, like other towns. And so like now there's a postal service and we're delivering mail nonstop. It's
Yeah.
just like a whole like kind of hokey, cartoony scene of like a mail house of like fucking traveling parts and all this shit.
It's too. There's just the movie has a really hard problem, a really hard time of like differentiating spans of time. Where well, here this thing that should probably realistically take about 5 years happens in about 3 months, and then here's this other thing where this scene apparently is about 1 day, but feels like it's taking up like an entire half hour to 45 minutes of the movie.
And this is something I think is like being like super time travel oriented, like files like you and I are. Like we're immediately this is immediately gonna be irritating.
Yeah.
Like, because we're always looking for that aspect, what's the time in this film?
Well, I'm perfectly fine in a film with a forgiveness of time or similar things, like for gun movies. Like, if you present a sequence of scenes where I can believe that somewhere in between that sequence you would have had time to do this, I'll buy it.
Yeah.
Except that you reloaded your gun.
Yeah.
So there are like time skips are fine, but like I don't think the way this was written it really worked very well, because most of the writing was still like pretty condensed. Like, you have a frame of reference, so there's no like, oh, this scene hypothetically 2 weeks ago. Like, no, we just watched it happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's just like when they get back from being he gets wounded. They flee to the woods.
We haven't even covered the whole like totalitarian abduction and force into
there is so much
service.
we could talk about.
The writing is bad. All right, the writing is atrocious. That's what we've covered so far.
Yes.
Yeah, but because
go for it.
I feel like about 60% of the story's problems could be fixed if the movie took place about 25 years.
I say 50
after like a major apocalyptic event.
If this poster said 2113 instead of 2013,
100 years, it's like you're golden.
Yeah,
like that actually that's I think that's
parts of it do rely on people being alive from before the apocalyptic event.
Yeah.
So like, but like having even him be alive, that seems way too early.
Yeah. No, there's enough people that are old enough in the casting that I don't think you can rely on that. And like, that's a fair point. That's a super fair point for the movie's writing. If a bunch of those people died and it was just young people from a new crop, I buy that, but I don't think that. I guess we could skim through it to confirm, but
I just even like
rewatch.
We'll say that if the event happened in 2000 and the movie takes place in 2031, I think that would have been so much better. That's
into the future. Yeah, that's a big part of
it. But there are other things that really play that are on the same wavelength and kind of play into it. That are the problems with is fucking the goddamn wardrobe.
Yeah.
Because every single piece of clothing these people wear is like the most ridiculous, hokey fucking like.
Looks like it's literally stitched together from 50 different rags.
And like that wouldn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
It's such a jarring, just
even the
just slap in the face that it makes you think about these other holes.
The postal uniforms that come from Ford Lincoln Mercury's version of the post office, like all the little postal, like which, by the way, it's apparently the entire town is just Postman now.
Yeah, it's like dozens of people.
No, immediate like. Even in a couple months, that's fucking crazy. It's like 30 people. We're delivering mail nonstop.
I don't think there's any evidence that says that this movie is over a couple months. I think it could be years, and the writing is so bad that it's convoluted that far.
The population is so small.
You can make that point.
That proportionally, if that many people are spending time on mail, then like nothing is happening. They're not bringing in crops. They're not hunting. Everyone is running mail.
Nothing else.
So
people have that much to say. And that's the thing. Like, everybody forgot they could just deliver letters to each other. Like, I can't write a letter.
I think we've spent so much time talking about how bad the writing was in this movie that we've skipped over how bad some of the other things were.
The costumes were atrocious.
The costumes were atrocious.
So bad.
Also, the DP on this film, dude, they're like. At one point, I was like, dude, that's actually a good shot, which is surprising for this film from what I've seen so far, because there are some bad shots. Like the whole the bronze statue at the end, that scene where he's riding on horseback, and like as he passes some kid, the kid like holds out like a letter.
Yeah,
and he's
he
just
comes
like,
back and
there's like
gets
some sixth sense, like, oh, there's a kid behind me with a letter, and he turns around and like a full lean grabs it and
Could have just grabbed it the first time. It was
So-
out
Yeah.
well in
You know what?
advance.
Now that like I didn't I thought this was written and
What a
directed by Kevin
ridiculous
Costner.
scene.
Like,
Yeah. A super pointless scene just to justify the
No, yeah.
stupid statue.
That was Kevin Costnering, man. Like knowing that he didn't write it, I feel like where the directing failed is that it was just
that was
it was
in
just
the
him
fucking,
like
that was in the script.
well,
And
yeah, but just how he presented the scene though. That's his. That's up to him. And like
That's what you say. Like, well, I guess the writing is the main problem, but like, was the directing good? Like,
No,
you know,
it wasn't good either.
The cinematography wasn't good. The costumes weren't
no,
good.
like nothing about this movie is good.
no. For nothing about it's good. But did he write Dances with Wolves?
1 second.
I don't know, but
Because
it
that
doesn't
was-
matter because
No, it does because it was that was what was fucking.
It doesn't
with me.
because Dances with Wolves is a phenomenal film. This
Well,
is
I
not.
know that's my disconnect. What was weird? Like the
My point
experience
is-
of this is that
My point is he never had a chance. I don't care who was directing this film. The costumes were bad. The writing was bad. Whoever the DP was not good.
well, if the writing was
like-
different, the costumes wouldn't be what they were either.
I mean,
Well, yeah,
sure.
see, that's because
just
partly
saying, like,
the
it-
the costumes are
It
bad
made
because
me,
they
it
don't
made
make
me
zero
doubt,
sense.
It made me doubt Dances with Wolves, but
that
if
doesn't
he
make
didn't
any sense.
write
to me.
Dances
He
with
did
Wolves.
not write Dances with Wolves.
Okay, so, but I'm just if he had written Dances with Wolves and then had written this thing, that'd be fucked up. And now
So-
that
so
I know
clearly,
that that's not
he-
the case.
He directs films that are given to him to direct, and
Yeah.
Dances with Wolves had all the things in place to
Yeah,
succeed.
exactly. Yeah,
yeah, and
yeah.
this
No,
movie did.
I thought
clearly
these.
did
I
not.
thought these were written and directed by Kevin Costner.
No,
so that
yeah.
was the thing I was
I
recognizing.
don't think he's written anything. I don't think he's smart enough to write.
But the directing did in this feel very much like just look at me, like that scene. Like there's a lot of just like, hey, look, it's Kevin Costner. Look at him being him.
Yeah, yeah. I
No part of this thing is good.
curious if he hadn't
But it's-
directed or if he hadn't starred. I would
So-
obviously be fine if he didn't
What's
star.
good about
but-
this movie is if you watch it and just lean into how bad it is and just fucking
Dude.
mystery.
Oh, it's a very
science
funny
fiction,
movie.
It's
Like,
super fun.
So we watched this at John's place on a projection screen,
Super fun.
and we took like 5 piss breaks. And I think at like piss break number 3, like Reese was like, "How the fuck is there still an hour and 10 minutes in this
Yeah.
movie? Like,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ!"
It is a long
It's a
movie.
bear, dude.
It
It's
is
a
the
bear.
longest movie of all time.
The villain is also fucking.
Ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
I mean, he kind of works in a different movie. He works in Waterworld. He doesn't work
He
in the
kind of works
Postman.
when you just make fun of this thing too.
Yeah.
Like,
I do want to say, I think we laughed almost as much in this movie as we did Weird the Al Yankovic story.
yeah, it was.
Yeah,
we were
we
laughing.
did.
We were cutting it up.
We
for
laughed
sure.
a lot watching
Yeah.
this, so it was a lot of fun, honestly.
Yeah.
Even though it was kind of a slog.
Yeah, I think the one line I remember laughing most at was when the villain deliberately pulls out a sword and stabs someone, and the man's wife runs towards him and says, "Stop! You're killing him!"
yeah. yeah. No, he cut his
just
throat,
solid
wasn't he? He like
dialogue.
hung him upside down and fucking.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I just do you think her hope at that point would be that he would realize
Yeah.
what he was doing?
No, I won't be a tyrannical
it turns out that
dictator.
having somebody's guts
So-
He's just
laying
gonna
on the
go, "Oh,
ground is
shit!"
bad for their health.
One thing that cracked me up about that character, about this whole world, is like this dude who is now running the fucking New World American Order. Like it's all based on a fucking self-help book.
Yeah.
Like he talks about the author in the book, and it's like just a legit self-help book, like some bullshit fucking
Yeah.
few dollar.
See, that's another thing.
At the
There's
time.
there's so many ideas that actually kind of work or would be fun or interesting ideas to dig into. Even like the weird, can you infertilize me? So because my husband's a cuck, like that's an interesting dynamic to explore in a movie. Just
Really, dude, like
the villain, the whole concept of
Yeah.
the villain, even when the
I love
speech he's
how,
given about like what he did before the apocalypse,
yeah.
and he was like a lawyer or something.
Yeah.
I love how he's in town for like 3 minutes and some chick's like, "I need your sperm,"
Yeah.
because like my
You're the
my,
post-
son, my husband and I can't make a baby, and like they get it on, and it's just like, oh, immediately there's attraction here, and we're like looking at each other like, so the husband's gonna die now, right?
Yeah.
And like, so immediately the husband dies.
Well, so that's the thing. It's not even like it's not immediately. Like there's some scenes, and that's what it's kind of stupid
It's
because like
immediate enough.
there's it's immediate enough, but like they like brazenly develop this romance like in front of the husband, like, knowing like this poor sap, like he has a
It's
fucking
almost
witness.
like he knows. He's like, you know what? Like,
I'll just get out of the way.
But you're the
so I may as
postman
well
who's the
die.
greatest man who's ever lived.
Yeah.
Mr. Postman, would you do me the honor of letting me die so
I
you can
can
marry
see.
my widow?
Uh,
Yeah, the villain I think does work in a different story. You know, some
now,
of
the villains, like the concepts behind the villain, are pretty fun because like his level of like conceit, like,
Yeah.
his pride is like
that was another
crazy.
part that was so. There's a rule in this stupid gang where if you challenge the leader win, you get to be the new ruler. And the guy's like, yeah, that guy over there, he's the only guy who ever tried, and he lost in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And now
And they just-
he's his little slave for some reason.
And no one else does it just because of that.
Yeah.
But it presents like that is goofy because it presents the solution to this whole thing the entire film.
Yeah.
Like that's at the beginning. Like you can challenge me if you want to, and then just no one ever does.
Well, the story also makes no sense because he's like, literally, he lost in 8 seconds. So
Yeah.
you think, oh, so he cheats. He's going to pull a sword and.
Well, it's either
so,
he cheats or he's like this amazing badass, which
Yeah.
never is presented in the film at all.
And then
Ever.
finally, 2.5 hours later, Kevin Costner challenges him to a fight and has a totally normal, very realistic of two middle-aged men rolling on the ground fighting.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
why did we wait so long to do this?
No, it's so frustrating for them to present that and then just like nobody ever do it. But it's also so typical because like, oh, okay, well, you know how it's going to resolve.
Yeah.
Because like that's the way to do it. They gave you the rules at the beginning of the story. Like this is how this is going to finish.
It's Chekhov's death match.
Yeah. It's God. It was bad.
Terrible movie, John Brown.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, it was fun.
Again,
but,
this was a village. The concept,
oh yeah,
the overarching concept is awesome and has some merit.
There's something there. I wouldn't say awesome, but there's something there.
Well, it could be awesome. There's something. There's potential.
There's a lot of
real
potential
thing.
there.
There's
Yeah.
a real thing. Like it could be awesome.
Like,
who knows?
I would be
Right
interested
way.
in a post-apocalyptic movie that's kind of about trying to rebuild society. There's stuff to do there.
Like the postal service is not like
it wouldn't
like,
be a bad idea
communication
to
is not a bad,
reopen that communication.
a bad thing. You know,
It was
to,
trying
like,
to be children of men, and
Yeah.
it's like not children of
No.
men.
Just
Well, it's the writing
weird
was-
patriotic stuff was so stupid.
Well,
it was too
also-
hokey.
so
I
hokey.
forgot how hokey it was. The beginning
Not just
scene,
but like also
and it was just like-
cheery.
no, that's what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
it's
Like
so
cheery,
cheery.
just slapsticky. Like, hey, folks, like, come on down.
I'm
you know,
surprised
like-
there's not like,
Come on
there's
down
not like
to
a
the
musical
apocalypse.
number in there
Well,
somewhere.
that's what made this the totalitarian dictator guy's position as a totalitarian dictator so hard to believe because these people are just cutting up at parties, having a good time. Like
Yeah.
most of the movie, like none of the civilian life at all is like you ever feel danger. They're having cookouts and like music and hanging out. Everybody's just happy in their ragtag bullshit clothing. You know, like
Yeah,
no part of this movie delivered.
I think
Like
the biggest problem
none of it
is
felt right.
they seem to think that society will be completely obliterated in about 10 years
Yeah.
and then completely rebuilt in about 1.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like it's wacky.
Oh, you guys just forgot about America. If you kept thinking about America, this never would have happened.
That's true. That's true.
Well, it was a fun one.
I was very curious because I think the first scene of the movie, he stops into like a gas station, and it's super reminiscent of like iconic gas station
Right.
scenes from the Fallout series. And I was like, oh, did Fallout get inspired by the Postman? I looked into the franchise. The first Fallout game came out the same year as this did.
Oh, look at there. It's probably got a better story.
Probably.
It does. It's a familiar enough idea. This guy like read an article about Fallout
Yeah.
and was like, I could write that.
Yeah, no, Fallout is much more
I do want to
interesting.
say, just kind of like
And Fallout is like 200, like almost
yeah.
200 years in the future too.
Yeah.
just wrapping up the Postman for myself. First of all, fuck this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck it.
it just made me think. God, I was stupid in my youth to not recognize that this.
I don't
was
know.
Just
I don't
a
know
fucking
how.
abortion of a film.
I don't know.
It
yeah.
just happens sometimes.
I
Yeah.
don't know how that I didn't think this was just
Yeah.
trash.
Really bad. But also, I just wanted to point out that we always do the last episode of the year. We always do like an award show for all the films that we've watched, and
Yeah.
like this will definitely be a contender for worst movie. But like, I also oddly, it's gonna be a contender for me for best pick also, because like we needed this, John Brown.
Yeah.
We needed this like blockbuster, like bad blockbuster was something we have not done yet.
Yeah.
And like we have never all three together just been like, this was fucking atrocious.
Yeah.
Except for maybe The Village. I was gonna
Yeah.
say
Yeah,
between
no,
the
we
two,
were
which is
all-
Well,
worse.
The Village
And I had the
its-
same
had
vibe
its
on The
thunder
Village.
stolen because we did it with two other movies.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah, that's true.
It didn't like like this was just like one movie. We all hated it.
Yeah.
It was right there, and like.
I do think The
Open
Village
fire.
is a worse movie, but I'd rather rewatch that one.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's like an hour and a half.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
it's-
I
it's
think
like-
The Village is a better movie because like at
This
least
movie's like
Better
two
filmmaking.
the
villages.
filmmaking is way better. The filmmaking
Yeah.
is really on point at The Village. The
Yeah.
writing is trash, but the filmmaking, the shots, the directing, the performances for the trash they were delivering were still better. Like I think that's definitely
That
better.
fucking dialogue, though,
It's
man.
it's trash. The writing. Is
There were
awful.
You could
no
argue
real
The
standout
Postman has better
performances in The
dialogue.
Postman besides maybe Will Patton. I mean,
No, and
but
like-
even that I wouldn't call standout.
No, not at all.
Like if I feel like if like M. Night doing his Village direction would have directed The Postman, we wouldn't have had a post office. It's like this place that we mail letters from. Like,
we
that's-
cannot name.
It would. I feel like M. Night's dialogue would actually fit really well with Kevin Costner. I feel like he would.
Oh yeah.
Hello, I'm the postman. I'm here to rebuild the postal service.
Yeah. He's kind of the same in every role.
He kind of is. Yeah, I'm a little shocked he didn't write this script at all because it does feel a little bit like a fantasy.
Yeah.
Like I'm such a great guy that everyone loves me and nobody hates
that's
me
that's
except for
thing
the
about
only
Dances
hateable
with
people.
Wolves is like I don't think Kevin Costner's any different in Dances with Wolves than he is any other movie really outside of like one, but like but he like it's just better content, like it's better writing, like his character is more
Yeah.
developed and everything else going on around him is good, and so that's what makes it such a good film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's not. Dances with Wolves is not also relying on him being super charismatic, which I don't
No,
think for the most
no,
part he is. in The
Yeah, yeah,
Postman.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's generally that.
Yeah.
He's gonna flat for sure.
Fuck this movie.
Yeah,
Fuck it.
it's a piece of
But
shit.
I do think I had kind
Good
of
watch.
best case scenario for watching it, and I was going to watch it eventually. So.
Yeah,
No, yeah, like
I'm glad it's been dispelled.
Like, there's no way you could ever watch this movie with anybody else and
Yeah.
laugh as much as what we did.
Or like heaven forbid, I fucking sit in a room and watch it by myself.
Oh my
Jesus
God.
Christ!
yeah.
Oh yeah, nobody to laugh at the jokes you were making. That's the worst.
I have to tweet that shit.
Oh, Jesus.
Tweet, "Oh, watching the Postman from '97. This movie sucks. Am I right?
Remember that part where she said, "Stop! You're killing him." Anybody?
Oh my
Anybody?
God. Tom Petty's performance is terrible, but it might be the best one in the film.
Tom Petty is not a detriment to this film. When I brought it up, you're like, Tom Petty was bad. It's like, Tom Petty was fine.
He was
the
pretty
movie
fine.
was
Everything
bad.
about
He
it
was Tom Petty,
Yeah.
which kind of worked for this role.
Yeah. He wasn't anything. He was just there.
I'm curious what the history of that is. Of like, did they just
Did he
They
play
Tom
used
Petty in
himself?
town? Did they just
He
want
used to be
somebody?
famous. Once I
favorite
was.
call-in. You know.
Well, there was a very prominent musical performance about halfway through the movie, and I was like, okay, and Tom Petty's not here.
yeah, yeah. So weird. All right.
Yeah. Guys want to hear what's playing in the movie theaters?
Let's hear that.
Yeah, which I don't think is very good, right?
It's better this week. Mostly just for horror movies, but yeah. Minecraft movie is, of course, still in theaters because it's making a lot of money.
A quick note about that.
Yeah.
I have multiple friends who are school teachers, and I went to Dark Lord Day with them. And the night before Dark Lord Day, Matt Wise and Linda Jocko, and later confirmed because I this past weekend I hung out with Nathan Patterson, and they've all confirmed this Minecraft movie has ruined children.
Oh yeah,
and teacher like apparently it's something they see like constantly and they repeat in class, and like every fucking teacher hates that movie.
I can imagine.
Like it is like any school teacher's least favorite movie of all time. Like
just like any song that would every kid in the school is going to be singing. I'm sure you'd want to blow your brains out if you had to listen to it again. I wouldn't want to be exposed to any movie.
It's brilliant for money making.
That degree.
As much as
it's working. They're making
to
money.
Shit.
That is the downside. We're going to be getting a lot more movies with similar aesthetics to the Minecraft movie.
Oh, just because it was popular.
It's making so much money in a time where movies just aren't making money. And
has it really is it like blowing up? I haven't been paying attention.
I don't know if it's like broken records, but for what movies are right now, I think it's the highest grossing movie of the year. Box.
Oh, that's fucked up. Well, I mean, if you got kids going to see it,
you think that's fucked up? You know what the second highest grossing movie of the year is?
What?
Lilo and Stitch.
Oh my god, kids are the only reason for adults to go to the movies anymore. It seems like I don't have any. You don't have any.
No,
we go more than average folk. I think.
I think I'm in the top percentile of theater goers.
You watch everything.
Yeah.
You watched a Christian movie, I think.
Not very often in theaters, but yes, I have watched my fair share of Christian movies.
In the theater?
No, I think I saw God's Not Dead 3 in theaters because the first two are so
God's
fucking
Not Dead 3, like legit.
There's 5 of them now.
Still not dead.
Oh my god!
What do you think? God's gonna die? If they stop making them, that means he's dead.
Well, the assumption is he never is. That's why it's so ridiculous. You know he's not dead going into this movie. This movie's telling you God is not dead. By your theology, you should know goddamn well that God's not dead. So what is this movie even about?
Goddamn well.
Okay, well, so this is nice. As of right now, the number 2 highest grossing movie of the year is Sinners with $259 million. The highest grossing movie of the year is Minecraft movie with $420 million. So almost twice as much. Yeah, a lot. And then Captain America is just right behind Sinners with $200 million, and Lilo and Stitch.
Wait, back up. Captain America. What are we talking about?
Brave New World, the one that came out a couple months ago with the Red Hulk. It has Anthony Mackie as Captain America. And then Lilo and Stitch with
somehow, I'm sure you talked about it multiple times. And it's just my mind doesn't remember that this movie exists.
Yeah.
We shit on Anthony Mackie every time we talk about it.
Hey, I want to point out, John Brown has hated on Anthony Mackie. Like, he fucking hates Anthony Mackie.
I have.
But we were watching The Studio
at
his house, and
he's really funny in it.
There's an Anthony Mackie, and he's like, dude, this is the best. Like, he's actually good in this.
Yeah.
Like, playing himself, he's actually good in this.
It's a role he was born to play.
Yeah. No, that was fun. Otherwise, it's been... Well, and I watched the stupid fucking Netflix post-apocalyptic sci-fi thing with the girl from Stranger Things.
Yeah.
And I couldn't tell it was him, but he apparently voiced a robot, and man, that got me too.
Yeah. Lilo and Stitch, which has been out for less than 1 week. If anyone is wondering if we are going to continue to get live-action Disney movies, Lilo and Stitch in less than 1 week has already made $197 million.
Damn.
So we will be getting more. Yeah. In fact, we'll probably be getting Lilo and Stitch too.
You know what? Lilo and Stitch is like, as a person that tattoos, I tattoo the fuck out of Stitch.
I was about to say, dude, you're going to have so many more Stitch tattoos.
No, people, that's what I'm saying.
Well, now you're going to get, can you make it look a little more realistic?
So, well, it's the case of this character, like, for this movie, like, people love that one, like, a lot. And it actually works. It's not like animals being turned CGI.
No, but
like
the movie is perfect. Like, you don't need to remake it.
Oh, yeah.
especially not
my Lilo and Stitch.
make it
But people,
live action.
obviously, people are buying it though. So
Yeah,
I want my surrealistic tattoo of Lilo and Stitch.
yeah.
I want my impressionist Lilo and Stitch. Yeah, okay. So back to what's coming in theaters. Because we didn't get past Minecraft movie.
Yeah, that one. I mean, hey, has anybody gotten past it?
No, obviously it's still there. A new Christian movie called The Last Rodeo. If you want to go see that,
The Last Rodeo. But it's not though.
Is it Jesus riding a bull?
something
See?
like that.
Like it's not The Last Rodeo because you know it's going to be renewing and hopeful.
God's Last Rodeo.
If there's a Last Rodeo 2, so help me God.
It never
Another
ends.
Last Rodeo.
That's the whole bit.
Thunderbolts is still in theaters. I do recommend it. Sinners is still in theaters. Highly, highly recommend it. Final Destination is still in theaters. If you are into that kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe I'll get there this weekend. Who knows?
Yeah.
yeah, it's fun
Um,
for if it's your thing.
The new releases honestly look kind of more interesting this week.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Lilo and Stitch still in theaters. Mission Impossible.
God no. Fuck
Something
off.
something part 2.
It's
I
either
don't-
7 or 8.
I give
Is
no
this like the
fucks
Dead
at all.
Reckoning part 2 or something?
It was going to be the Dead Reckoning Part 2. Instead, it is called The
Ins-
Final
Oh,
Reckoning.
the Final
Instead,
Reckoning, yes,
Yeah. So,
Fuck off, Tom
Oh,
Cruise.
so
Just stop it. Just stop it.
so
dude.
the new releases.
It's
this
just
week,
him doing stunts. I think that's what that is. Like he just
Yeah.
makes these movies happen so he can do cool stunts.
Yeah,
and
pretty
record
much.
himself doing cool
Yeah.
stunts. I think that's it.
He's a
The
vampire.
Karate Kid Legends is coming to
I watched the
theaters.
trailer. That actually looks pretty cool.
I'm stoked for Karate Kid
I'm
Legends.
kind
I want
of
to.
I might go see it because I love Jackie Chan.
I think it'll be
and
fun.
it kind of looks like it's they're really
I like,
putting
I
some
like,
heart into it.
I like the
Yeah.
idea of like fusing
yeah, the
two
movie
movies,
looks all heart.
Yeah.
sure.
By not giving him the name Miyagi in the reboot, and apparently Miyagi's going to be like, I'm assuming like was also his teacher.
It
or
says
something?
it actually says it ties in with the Cobra Kai series, which I thought they would have just ignored it, and it's like a direct sequel to the first Karate Kid.
No,
but
no,
it
no,
says
no.
it's
Yeah,
a
it's
sequel to the
bringing the
series.
whole
Created,
universe
like, a
together,
whole,
yeah.
like, universe
Yeah.
with that.
Well, now I feel like I'm going to miss out. I haven't watched.
I'm just curious
Cobra
as to
Kai.
whether or not they're ever going to get what's her name,
Hillary Swank.
Hillary Swank into it. at
That
some
would
point.
be the ultimate cameo. They should do it. For this
That
one.
would be like, and granted, it'd probably be like one
They're like about to
episode
get
or
their ass
something, but-
whooped, and like we need
Yeah.
one more team
But
member.
for those of you who
Yeah.
don't know, the of the original like karate, like back like 20 years ago when they were making these movies, the last one they did was the next Karate Kid, and I'm pretty sure it was Hillary Swank's first movie, and she was the next Karate Kid.
And it being her first movie shows because she was very bad.
She was very bad, but you know what? We actually had Pat Morita as Mr. Miyagi, and that was the last time we saw Mr. Miyagi on
Yeah.
screen.
There's I don't remember the exact line, but you I mean every movie has exposition, but sometimes it just like absolutely punches you in the face with its clunky exposition.
Right.
I remember that the next Karate Kid, she's got a line, and her name's like Brittany, and her mom's name was like Jessica or something, and her grandma says, "Jessica, wait!" And she goes, "My name's not Jessica, it's Brittany. Jessica was my mom. She died in a car crash last year." We were just like,
You know what?
okay.
I know where we're at now.
yeah.
Everybody get that?
That's good writing. Just good,
Get
strong
it-
writing.
get
It got
it
me
out of the
where I
way.
needed to be.
Catch up.
And then the last new thing coming out is from the directors of Talk to Me, that horror movie. I don't know if either
Oh,
of you.
I
yeah.
have
No,
seen
yeah,
that,
I like-
actually.
I
Yeah,
really-
That's the one with the hand.
Yeah, it's called
I like
Bring Her
Talk
Back.
to Me.
I
a lot,
love
but
this
I had
poster.
notes.
It is so creepy.
No, she looked. Or that movie looks fucking cool. I've seen the trailer there.
Yeah.
It does. Look,
Who is
look
that
hopeful.
actress there?
Sally Hawkins. The person on the poster I think is a child actor, so
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you'll recognize her name.
Oh,
Sally Hawkins is the only name in the credits I recognize.
No, it
But yeah.
seems like a pretty legit horror film.
I'm
Excited to check
really-
it out.
Is this an
hoping to see that.
A24 production?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually hoping to see another A24 production in theaters this weekend. It's not playing in Warsaw, but Paul Rudd and Tim Robinson are in a new movie called Friendship.
Okay.
It sounds very funny. So I'm hoping to see that
I've
on
had
Friday.
positive
sounds good.
quibs about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard good things.
But I would also really like to see Bring Her Back this week. So yeah. good. So see some good options. Especially, I feel bad for people who don't
Stay 24,
like.
man. They're just holding it down.
Yeah, honestly.
It's literally just there's monopolies everywhere.
Like when we watch this the studio.
Monopolies for bad film, monopolies for good film.
Yeah.
You guys get it. You get one.
As long as they're putting out good shit, they can have all the
Watching
monopoly
these
they want.
episodes of the studio, it's like you can tell that the main character there, that's what he wants to be in charge of A24.
Yeah.
But instead, he's in charge of like fucking Universal. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel bad for the people who don't like horror movies or like, are scared and don't want to be scared, I guess, or whatever. Because like literally the best movies out right now are all horror movies with Bring Her Back, Final Destination, and Sinners. And hopefully Karate Kid is fun. I hope it looks fun.
I think it'll be fun.
I'm actually kind of into that.
I have a lot of I really like what they did with Cobra Kai. I like the world they built. I got exhausted by teen drama, and like there's going to be an amount of that, but there's going to be a dose of that in a film.
I think there will be very little of that, honestly.
Well, it'll probably be more real. I mean, they're still teenagers. Like that's a whole bit, but like
it's like a teenager.
It's
going
that's
be
what I'm
like
saying. In a series, it gets
they're going to have
stretched
to spend
out.
some time on the like was it Hong, Mr.
something like that.
Hong or Wong or
Yeah.
Mr. Chan.
Mr. Chan.
So
Yeah,
what
Mr.
I'm
Jackie
saying
Chan.
is like whatever teen factor wouldn't take away from anything. And that's
I
what's
feel
cool
like they're
about
gonna have to
this
spend
film.
some time in the story, like bringing those two together.
Yeah.
Jackie
Oh yeah, they
Chan
will.
and-
Yeah,
and-
no,
and,
it'll be very much
Matthew.
just the story of it. But that's what I'm saying. Like I like what they did with Ralph Macchio. I like that they continued it and built it, and I think it's really cool they're bridging it. And I think it'll be pretty good.
Yeah, I
don't
think. I
it'll
hope.
be- it looked good from the.
My one criticism I saw is some of the action scenes. It's like, well, he didn't learn this from either of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very different action from the original
yeah.
Karate Kid movies.
Yeah, it's
He's
gonna.
doing
That's
some, like,
that's.
Jet Li
You're
shit,
gonna have
you
to.
know?
Yeah, I assume that's gonna be updated for
Yeah.
modern choreography. Like fight choreography has to be crazy now. So like. Yeah.
Uh,
yeah.
the-
I mean,
the
yeah. You
following-
watch an old '80s karate movie and like. It's people doing karate.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
now it's like crazy shit, Modern karate is flips and upside down cameras and fucking just the highest of everything.
Next week, coming to theaters, we do have. I know you're both very excited for this. A John Wick story, Ballerina, is coming
Ooh.
out. But also the new Wes Anderson film, the
Yeah.
Phoenician Scheme, is coming out.
I'm excited for
June
that,
6th.
but I'm trepidatious for that.
I think that's a Friday again. I
Yeah.
think we go to Fort Wayne on a Friday, and
I'm trepidatious for
I
that.
don't think I'll
movie.
be able to go, but you guys should
'cause-
definitely go.
you can't do Fort Wayne Fridays anymore.
That weekend, I have plans. I'll be out
that
of town.
particular weekend.
Yeah,
Do that following
We
weekend.
can do the following weekend if it's
Potentially,
still there.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Shit, we do it on a Monday
Wes
night,
Anderson
maybe.
hasn't disappointed me yet.
No, he never disappoints me, but why I'm trepidatious is just because I don't want to see him just start making exactly the same movie every time.
Oh, I mean, some people would say he's already been doing that for the last 20 years.
Yeah, I don't think so. Like his thing.
Why do you
He-
think it's the same movie?
Well, it's not that. So he's super stylized as far as how he
Yeah.
approaches everything and all that. That's present in all of his movies, yada yada. But just like watching the trailer, there didn't seem to be anything really all that unique. It looked and felt the most like the same that I've seen before
Yeah.
of the movies that he's done so far. And like just that feeling, like I said, I'm just trepidatious. I'm not thinking it's bad or anything. I mean, I stand by Wes Anderson. He's one of the greatest filmmakers of our time.
Yeah.
But it definitely like I don't know. It just didn't seem.
I'm kind of.
just seemed like more of the
I never
same.
want him to stop doing what he's doing.
Well, yeah, as long as it's fresh enough, and all of his things have been fresh. And
I've liked everything he's done. I did think both Asteroid City,
Asteroid City.
and the one right before it, The French Dispatch. I still like them both, but they both felt a little lacking in like a cohesion as far as like an entire plot. They both felt pretty episodic to me.
Yeah.
The French Dispatch is still the one Wes Anderson movie I've never seen.
You should
so,
watch it.
so
I
I
should watch it.
think I think
I
that
like all
the
this shit.
Asteroid
I love
City.
Asteroid City.
I
Yeah.
loved Asteroid City because it to me felt like the biggest break from what he had been doing. But yeah, that one was the most forgettable because it did feel episodic. And then
Yeah.
like since after the last one he did an episodic thing, and I kind of feel like maybe that's where he'll go eventually.
This one, I
thing.
was kind of excited for because I thought it did look a bit more like a plot.
Yeah.
Maybe even literally.
No, I mean, I'm sure it'll be fantastic.
I'm sure.
It's Wes Anderson, so.
Because it's Wes.
Same as Quentin.
That's what's coming to theaters.
All right, so all that's left before we say goodbye is me to tell you what we're doing in episode 51.
51.
Not as round of a number. I got kind of a shit number of an episode, but it's cool. You know what, motherfuckers? We're going back to the well.
Yeah.
I'm doing a double feature here. I'm sure Reese is going to bitch about the running time and combine the two movies, but it's up there with Once Upon a Time in America, so we're fine. But I'm gonna do. Like I've said it before. I'm the lone sports guy in the room.
You are.
So every once in a while, we got to get some sports, and I'm the guy for that. So I'm gonna do a couple of sports comedies, which lends in perfectly to my favorite Kevin Costner performance. 1996 film. We're gonna be watching 10 Cup.
Oh, okay.
Which is just a fun-loving golf comedy. We get some brilliant performances from Cheech Marin and fucking the dude from Miami Vice that's in all the funny shit. Don Johnson.
Oh, Don Johnson. Yeah.
Some good shit. And then probably my favorite sports movie of all time is going to be the capper for the night, or if we have to split it into two, that will be the case. We're going to watch the original 1974 The Longest Yard.
Oh, yeah.
Starring Burt Reynolds. It's literally, I watched this movie when I was a kid, and it got me into the sport of football, and it's really what got me into sports in general. Just a super iconic movie in my life. It's a fucking fantastic film. I'm calling it a sports comedy. It is a little more on the dramatic side for a comedy, but it is still, I think, classified as a sports comedy.
Okay.
Not to be confused with the remake, which is an Adam Sandler piece of shit. And if you've seen it, I assure you that all the jokes are in the 1974 version and extremely funnier in the 74 version. I rolled my eyes through that entire fucking piece of shit. It's crazy how you can have like 30 years to try to improve on something that's kind of a perfect movie, and you just go backwards. At the very least, you should be, this is the same movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, it's just crazy to me how bad the remake is.
Well, it probably felt very Adam Sandler-y. Like, was it?
It's definitely not like typical Adam Sandler.
The funniest movie.
Is it a Happy
Click?
Madison? Is it a Happy Madison production?
I think so, but it's.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Well, okay, never.
But
I feel like they bring back the guy from Bucket Waterboy. Get your ass in the end zone.
Yeah,
I think he's in it. So yeah, I guess it is
like,
an Adam Sandler.
You would think you think like that type of humor. You think it's like dick and fart jokes, And
well, even if it's not, it's him doing another thing.
It's
and
like
that's the
they
thing.
make it so much more PG. Like
Yeah.
some of the funniest moments in the 1974 version are like got the word fuck in it, and it's like changed to shitbag or something. You know, like just something.
Oh yeah, it's not rated R, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they turned a rated R movie into like a PG-13 movie.
Yeah.
You know, like
It doesn't feel good.
they just totally gutted the heart
Yeah.
of the film. But that's cool because we were going to watch the original 1974 with Burt
Nice.
Reynolds.
Yeah.
And it is a fantastic
I can
film.
get behind that.
Yeah, I've been waiting to watch this one.
All right.
You said it was going to be one of your picks sometime.
And we are here.
And they are together 4 hours and 16 minutes long, but I suppose we will survive.
You know what? We skipped a week, so we need some extra film in our lives.
Yeah.
It's true.
All right. Well, there we go, folks.
Awesome.
Thanks for whoever tuned in for tuning in. Check us out next time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do all
Fuck the
that shit.
Postman.